We are live from NYTEX Sports Centre for the second game of a two-game set between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Lone Star Brahmas. Hi everyone, I'm Chiarenza here to bring you the action tonight. What was a spirited affair last night, a lot of tempers flared, certainly should boil over here today as these teams will not play each other again until about mid-November when they play in Amarillo. So if you want to settle it here because you got a little while to go until you see your opponent again. Brahmas coming to the game with a record of 6-4-0-1. Picked up the win last night against the Wranglers. They've got 13 points. They're tied for first in the South, although they have a points percentage of a little over 500 with .545. The Wranglers, on the other hand, they're 4-3 coming into this matchup. They've only played 7 games. They've got 8 points. They're currently sitting at 7th in the South. If you go by points, but if you go by points percentage, they're actually ahead of the Brahmas at .571. So just one of those things where it's super early in the season. You really can't base anything off of points right now. What we can base off of tonight's game is what happened last night. Just to recap the events from last evening, Wranglers and the Brahmas met here at the same time. Yesterday, it was the Brahmas that came away with a 4-2 win thanks to a hat trick from Brock James. After a scoreless first period, both teams had some power play opportunities. Nobody was able to capitalize on the man advantage. We actually started out the second period 4-on-4, and that's when James scored his first of the night from Skurovic and Murakami. That gave the Brahmas a 1-0 lead. Then later on in the second period, the Wranglers thought they had a goal, got disallowed, but 8 seconds later, Jack Ivey, who's been red hot, got on the board for the Wranglers and made it a 1-1 game with the assists coming from Ben Ivey and Jack McDonald. And so we were tied 1-1 going to the third. It was anybody's game, but similar to what we saw against Corpus Christi in the game last Saturday, just a week ago, the Brahmas pulled away early on in the third period, and the Wranglers had to struggle to catch up later on, and they just weren't able to do it as Spencer Sassenberry scored the first goal of the third period to make it 2-1 Brahmas. Then about midway through the period on the power play, Brock James was able to get his second of the evening. And then the Wranglers fought back hard. They almost had the comeback attempt going. 4:58 to go in the game. Jack Ivey gets his second goal of the contest from Bryce Cooper with the assist. And that made it a 3-2 game, but Wranglers just couldn't get it done as Brock James put away the empty netter just around 2 minutes to go to give the Brahmas the 4-2 victory. It was Connor McDonough last night. We'll see what the Wranglers do here tonight. We've yet to receive the starting lineup sheets. So when we have that, we will relay that to you on NHL TV and our YouTube audio feed. But for now, we know that the Wranglers coming into this game need a win. They had a stellar showcase, came back, got the split with Corpus Christi, and after last night, they got a chip on their shoulder. This is a team that needs to get back into the win column, and this is the perfect place to do it. We'll talk about that a little bit more as the game goes on, but I mean, we talked about it a little bit last night. If you weren't here with us, we'll go over just a little bit again. Ryan Anderson, head coach of the Amarillo Wranglers, spent the last 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years when I talked to him, here with the Lone Star Brahmas within their organization with the NA3HL's Texas Brahmas, and then most recently as an associate head coach with the Lone Star Brahmas, the Wranglers' opponent here tonight. And his former colleague, Dan Wildfong, is the head coach of the Brahmas. Anderson now with the Wranglers, but their coaching styles are very similar. And that's what we saw here last night. It was a very tight defensive battle. It was just, you only get what you're going to give me. And it was just really, really a close game until the Brahmas broke away in the third period and the Wranglers had to play catch-up. But the one thing that did stand out in that game, aside from the final score, was the shot count. The Wranglers were outshot pretty heavily last night against the Brahmas. They allowed 31 shots on Connor McDonough, and they only took 19 shots on Deves Rolovs. And when the Wranglers outshoot their opponent, they're in good shape, but when they don't, it's not looking so good. The Wranglers are 3-1 when they outshoot their opponent, and they're 1-2 when they're outshot. So the Wranglers are a team that loves to take shots. They're a team that is much better when they're outshooting their opponent and limiting their opponent's chances because they spend so much time in the neutral zone. I think if the Wranglers are going to have any keys to success tonight, they're going to have to get back to that formula here tonight against the Brahmas. But it's not going to be easy because Lone Star is not going to give that to the Wranglers. They're going to have to fight for it. Leading scorers for the Brahmas in terms of goals, Brock James just seemed to have come out of nowhere. He's got, in just 3 games, he's got 4 goals and 2 assists. He's tied for the team lead in 6, with team leads with 6 points. There's 4 players on the Brahmas roster that have 6 points. Thank you. And we now have the starting lineups. We'll relay that to you in just a little bit. But back to the scoring for leading scorers for the Brahmas. You got 4 players that are tied for the team lead with 6 points. There's a lot of depth scoring here for the Brahmas. For the Wranglers, they're getting scoring, yes, but it's mostly coming from their top line, that money line of Jack McDonald and the Ivey brothers. Speaking of Jack Ivey, I mean, he's just red hot. I mean, 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points to start the season in just 7 games. He's currently on a 6-game goal streak. He's been phenomenal. Ben Ivey also having himself a good start to the year. 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points in 6 games. The Ivey brothers are firing on all cylinders. And you paired him with Jack McDonald, as we mentioned, on that money line. He's got a goal and 7 assists to start the campaign in 7 games played. But, I mean, the difference between these 2 rosters that I can see just based off the stat sheet is the Wranglers are getting scoring from their top line, second line. They can only need a little bit more from their depth scoring if they want to pull away with a win here tonight, because the Brahmas seem to have evenly spaced stats all throughout their lineup.
Good evening and welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where tonight we welcome the Amarillo Wranglers.
So, let's get to some keys of the game. I'm gonna call this guys game changers. All right, this is what I think is going to be make or break deals for the Wranglers in this game if they want to come away with a win. First off, they're going to have to play with the lead. Every single time the Wranglers have played the Brahmas this season, in the preseason and in the regular season, so two games, they have not had the lead, not once. They've always had to play catch-up against a Brahmas team that is so good defensively. It's just very, very tough to come back when you're down against this Lone Star team. Yes, it is possible, but they're not going to make it easy. And I think for the Wranglers, the simplest thing is to just get that first goal, play with the lead, and make the Brahmas catch up against you. Because like Wildfang's system, Anderson's system is a system that's predicated on defense. Second, I think the Wranglers need to take more shots. I mean, 19 shots on goal last night, led up 31 shots on Connor McDonough. That's just not going to do it. And kind of as to scoring first is, if you're going to score first, you're going to have to apply shots on goal. I mean, Deeves Rolovs, we got in the starting net last night for the Brahmas. He'll be back in net again. This is a guy that's got phenomenal stats to start the year. You're not going to beat him with just a regular old shot. You're going to have to find a way to put pucks on net and really make him work for the win, as the Wranglers are going to have to do a better job in the shot department if they want to come away with the win. And third, I think the Wranglers just have to be patient. I mean, this is a Brahmas team that is going to frustrate you. They're going to try and suffocate you in the neutral zone. They're going to play tight defense, and the Wranglers are just going to have to take what the Brahmas give them, and you're going to have to formulate something out of it. And on the other hand, you're going to have to put the Brahmas on their heels. So you just got to play patient, play a little bit aggressive, and play with speed. And if the Wranglers do that, I think they're going to come away with a win here tonight. You also got to find a way to keep your composure, keep your cool. We saw tempers flare last night. You don't want to take an ill-advised penalty just because you got caught at the end of a scrum by a referee who only saw the tail end of a play. You're going to have to play smart here tonight for the Wranglers and stay out of the penalty box. And if you do all that, I'm confident the Wranglers can come away with a win. So, let's get to our starting lineups here. For the home Lone Star Brahmas, we're going to start with the same players that they started last night. Matthias Borak, number 58, with Ivan Zavernyuk, number 7, and number 20, Charlie Masick. That top line for the Brahmas will start out there. On defense, they're going to start with number 64, Alex Keskintepe on the left side, and on the right side it'll be number 21, Bryce Ingles. And back in goal is Deeves Rolovs for the second straight game. He shouldered a lot of the workload so far to start this season. This will be his 10th game played. This is the Brahmas' 12th game of the season. So he's getting a lot of starts, but he's handling it well. Rolovs has a record of 6-3, a 1.66 goals against average, and a .928 save percentage, and he already has a shutout on the young campaign. So he's having himself a good start to the year. For the visiting Amarillo Wranglers, they're going to start with that money line of Ben Ivey, Jack Ivey, and Jack McDonald to begin the game. On defense, they're going to go with Colin Doherty on the left side and number 19, Nolan Gagnon on the right side. And in goal, it'll once again be Connor McDonough, who made some fantastic saves early on, really kept the Wranglers in the game when the Brahmas were pressing. The Wranglers are going to come in with a win here tonight. Going to have to get some stellar goaltending once again from Connor McDonough. Speaking of McDonough, last night, I believe, was the first time that he lost in a Wranglers uniform. I mean, everybody by now should know about the 8-game winning streak that the Wranglers went on to make the postseason. McDonough, a big part of that, and went 3-0 to start the season. And then last night in his fourth start, that was his, I believe, his first loss in a Wranglers uniform. So he'll look to bounce back. Wranglers look to bounce back here tonight against the Lone Star Brahmas, a team that has had their number in the past. Coming into this matchup, Amarillo is 5-9-0-1 against the Brahmas all time. So they'll look to make that 6-9-0-1 tonight. And they'll look to have some smiles on their faces as they head back to Amarillo to take on the Odessa Jackalopes next weekend. Puck drop is just moments away, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit more about this matchup, and we'll have first period action here from NYTEX Sports Centre. You're watching Wranglers hockey on AHL TV and listening on our YouTube audio feed.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where you're just moments away from first period action. Both teams are set to hit the ice any second now. Guy Chiarenza here bringing you all the action here from this evening's matchup, which is a South Division showdown. Wranglers battled the Corpus Christi Ice Rays last weekend, got the 1-1 split. Brahmas won yesterday here against the Wranglers, and this is the Wranglers' fourth game against South Division opponents and their 8th game overall. They played the least amount of games out of any team in the South Division to begin the year, which is why the standings look a little wonky. So, I mean, if you look at points percentage, the Brahmas actually have a lower points percentage than the Wranglers, although the Brahmas are tied for first place in the South, and the Wranglers currently, if you're basing off of points, are in 7th. So, again, one of those things where you can't really look at the stats and the standings too much to begin the year, but you can get a little bit of an indicator as to where teams sit right now, as the Wranglers look to improve to 5-3 as they've taken the ice. Wranglers will wear their road blue uniforms. You wear darks on the road in this league. It's a navy jersey with red and white stripes and white numbers and white lettering. And now here come the Lone Star Brahmas. They're in their home whites with black numbers, purple stripes, black stripes, and black name bar, or black names on a white name bar. So, as they announce the starting lineups here to the NYTEX crowd, you look on and should be a good crowd once again here in Brahma land. And that was really something that gave the Wranglers a little bit of trouble last night. This is really, we talk about the Wranglers welcoming the Corpus Christi Ice Race into their home last weekend. The games before that were played at the NHL Showcase, which are neutral site games. So, I mean, last night was really the Wranglers' first taste of a hostile environment, a South Division environment this season. So, for a young team like that to come into a hostile environment and play the way they did and almost come away with a comeback victory, it was quite astonishing. So, we'll come back after the national anthem, and we'll have first period puck drop.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers hockey on YouTube.
We are all set and ready to go here from North Richland Hills, Texas, at NYTEX Sports Centre, home of the Lone Star Brahmas. Hi, everyone. Guy Chiarenza here to bring you the action as the Wranglers look to bounce back after a 4-2 loss here against the Brahmas yesterday evening. And if today is anything like yesterday, it should be a heck of a battle, and it should come right down to the wire. So, starting in goal for the Wranglers is number 1, Connor McDonough. Stopped 28 of 31 yesterday in the loss. Fourth goal for the Brahmas was the empty net goal. McDonough will get the start for the Wranglers here this evening. Across from him is Deves Rolovs, number 1 for Lone Star. So a battle of the number 1s. Rolovs comes into the game with a 6-3 record, a 1.66 goals against average, and a 928 save percentage. And he's already got 1 shutout on the year. Wranglers starting with that Jack McDonald and the Ivey brothers line on defense. It'll be Colin Doherty and Nolan Gagnon as they lean in to take the center draw. It'll be Ben Ivey against Ivan Zabernyuk. And the Brahmas win it. And away we go from NYTEX. Brahmas dump it around, comes around to the near side wall. Wranglers work it back to the far side, unable to get it out. Brahmas working it deep, meeting it at the half wall is Borak. Gets it to Zabernyuk, fans on the shot. Second attempt is blocked out in front. It'll be directed to the far corner. Shot goes wide, coming from Borak, met at the near point by Keskintepe. Puck bounces around, goes behind McDonough. Wranglers will push it to the far side wall. Met again by the Brahmas. They'll dump it in deep. It'll come around to the near side half wall. Doherty looks over his shoulder. Will play it deep to Gagnon. Retreat behind his neck, evading the forecheck, and we'll get it back out to center. Finds Jack Ivey streaking into the offensive zone. Play goes below the goal line, as defending him is Keskintepe. Brahmas steal the puck away, look to get out of their own zone, and they do, although it's met by the Wranglers in the neutral zone. Lucas Jeffries plays it up to Connor McNaughton, right in front of the scorer's table. Lone Star come away with the puck. They'll move it towards the right side. Big hit by McRoberts on test in front of the Wranglers bench. Now on the near side in the Wranglers zone, Murakami tries to work it in below the goal line. It's met by a few Wranglers. Brahmas have to retreat back out to center. Now in their own zone, good forecheck here by McNaughton. Wranglers are able to steal the puck away. In the near side corner, McNaughton gets it to Morris. He'll spin on his forehand, send it around to the far side wall. Racing after it is TJ Ritchie, but he just can't keep it in. Wranglers retreat to center. DeMarco on the near side. Be picked up by Eisenberg. Brahmas have it in the neutral zone. Kerr will send it below the Wrangler goal line. Ritchie has it now. He'll send it to the far side for Pukkanen. Topi Pukkanen saw his impressive goal streak to start the season end last night. He's got 11 points on the year. Papasporopoulos with it in his own zone. Backpedals from the forecheck of Connor Bergeron. Wranglers from their own zone will dump it on goal. Rolovs will melt it down and cover it with 17:34 to go in the first. That's our first whistle of the game, so it looks like this one's got good cadence to it, good flow so far. Chances on both ends, no shots on goal, but puck has been in both sides of the rink so far. And if you're the Wranglers, you want to spend more time in the offensive zone tonight than you did yesterday. As Roman Zapp will lean in to take the draw against Bergeron. Brahmas win it. Emmons will send it to the near side looking for Pyle. Puck goes past him. Gagnon will send it to the left side for Chunchikov, who will dump it in. Off the end wall comes to Rolovs. He'll play it to the far side. Wranglers jam it around, and it comes to the near side half wall. Chunchikov battling for it. Gets it to the line for Gagnon at the near point. Spins away from pressure. Will dump it down below the goal line. Wranglers keep it moving. Phillips tries to get it to Doherty, far point. Unable to hold it in. Brahmas were pressuring. Lone Star gets a change as Amarillo reloads. They come back on the attack. Zap over the offensive line. We'll send it around to the far corner. Morley Phillips in the fray. Puck will roll to the near side corner. Zavernyuk tries to evade the forecheck of Jack McDonald. For the moment he does, as the Brahmas get it out, but they're forced to send it deep into Wrangler territory. It'll be called icing. So the draw will come back to the Lone Star zone near Deves Roloffs. Thank you for joining us this evening on NAHL TV or our YouTube audio stream. We appreciate you coming in and hanging out to watch or listen to the game with us. I understand there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate you choosing us this evening. Is off the draw. Wranglers get it to the line. McRoberts on the far side will spin it around. Comes to the near side corner. McDonald gets met by a few Brahmas. Lone Star unable to take the puck away. Ben Ivey evading pressure. Twists and turns. Gets it to the middle of the circle for Jack Ivey, who shoots. And a pad save by Roloffs. Puck goes below the goal line. McDonald has it. Easily evades pressure. He moves in, takes a shot. Pad save by Roloffs. Good work by Jack McDonald to shake some pressure and generate a scoring chance. Roloffs plays it from behind his net. Far side now, Brock James fumbles the puck. Wranglers are quick to swarm it, although they can't get possession. Lone Star will regroup here. Left side breakout. Trying to go diagonally, but it's picked off by Miller. Puck bounces around the neutral zone and comes to TJ Ritchie. Forechecking now is Skurtovic for Lone Star. Over the offensive line now is Brock James. Centering pass for Tess, and he just couldn't rip a shot away. Miller is met by Keskin Tepe on the near side half wall. As we're starting to see some physicality in this game, and it's not even 5 minutes old. Kyle DeMarco chases after the puck as it rolls round to the far side. Bodies crunch on the far corner in the Wranglers zone. Puck goes to the point. Murakami moves in, shoots. Save made by McDonough. Directed to the far side. Morris has the puck in his skates. Everybody comes in. Everybody wants a piece of that puck, and it gets pinned up along the blue line that runs around the boards. Fans urging for the play to move on. Puck eventually squeaks out to the corner. And the Brahmas will move it on. Centering attempt. They score. A bang-bang play. And the Brahmas draw first blood. Owen Kerr gets the goal. And the Brahmas have a 1-0 lead. So, not the way the Wranglers wanted to start the game. Shots are even at 2, but early on, the Wranglers find themselves down by 1 to begin the contest. It'll be interesting to see the response from the Wranglers after giving up that goal. Nothing Connor McDonough could have done about it. Just one of those plays where Brahmas worked the puck below the goal line. We're able to center it out in front, and Tess was able to rip the shot on McDonough point blank. And just like that, it's a 1-0 game.
Brahmas goal, scored by number 27, Owen Kerr.
So it is Owen Kerr with the goal.
Assisted by number 16, Justin Kerr.
Justin Kerr will get the primary assist.
Anthony Capello.
And Anthony Capello gets the secondary assist. The Wranglers have some catching up to do early on. Nolan Gagnon tries to exit his zone, making it tough on him is Sassenbury, but eventually the Wranglers do get it to center ice, where the Brahmas will flip it in to the near corner. Big hit on the end wall. Doherty, the recipient of a hit from Sassenbury, as the Wranglers quickly look to break out. Left side, Pukkinen will dump it in. Out the play, it is Roloffs. They'll quickly move it along. Gagnon holds it in at the near point, takes a shot, goes up, and bounces to the corner. Brahmas come away with the puck. They'll work it out to the center ice logo. Right side, Eisenberg, drop pass. Zavernyuk shoots. Save made by McDonough, and it'll go up and out of play into the netting. So we get a stoppage with 13:43 to go in the first period.
Every single day. The Brahmas suggest that you make your dollars worth more and more. And you do that by
So for the second straight game, the Brahmas get on the board first. It's a goal from Owen Kerr, assisted by Justin Kerr, no relation. And Anthony Capello picks up the secondary assist. And that comes 5:14 into the first period. Draw be to the left of McDonough. Wranglers win the defensive zone draw. It's Henry McRoberts finding Jeffries, and now on the near side, Jack Ivey tries to find McDonald streaking through the neutral zone. And shot from Ben Ivey goes wide and rolls around. Now comes to the far corner. Wranglers having trouble possessing the puck here as the Brahmas come away with it. It's Emmons working it up to Masick. Puck is available in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Zavernyuk has it. He'll backhand one towards the middle. It's picked off by McDonald. High awareness there. Another one of those plays where the Brahmas were trying to center it below the goal line. James quickly moves back into the offensive zone. Finds Zavernyuk. Centering pass for James goes astray. Jack Ivey finds it on the right wing. He'll quickly move to the neutral zone. Tries to shimmy around Skurovic, but that line's due for a change, so they'll go off after Ivey dumps it in. Chechikov has it in the corner. He's battling with Keskentepe. Puck is bouncing around like a ping pong ball. Tommy gets the puck back, gets it to the near point for DeMarco. Goes across for Ritchie. He shoots, goes through everybody, off a skate. Available in the middle. Wranglers just can't get a shot away as the play moves towards the far side. Wranglers unable to possess the puck again, though, as coming away with it is Keskentepe. Rowan Zapp holds it in at the point, bounces around, comes to the Brahmas, and they'll look to regroup and go back on the attack. Keskentepe, left side, got in a fight with the Wranglers captain Ben Ivey yesterday as he tries to move the puck forward but goes up a stick and out of play. 11:55 to go in the first period. Brahmas have a 1-0 lead courtesy of a goal from Owen Kerr. So a little bit of a different game than what we saw last night where it was scoreless after one period. Early on, the Brahmas have a 1-0 lead. Off the draw, McNaughton gets it to Gano. He will send all the way around the boards, pops out on the far side. It's met by Jacob Miller. He will muscle his way into the offensive zone. Brahmas will send it out to the neutral zone. And a breakaway, it's Owen Kerr again, and save made by McDonough. Owen Kerr looking for his second goal of the evening, and McDonough shut the door on that attempt. Luke Morris works the puck out to the neutral zone. Brahmas get it back. Murakami goes D to D, finds Eisenberg. Teams exchanging possession here as puck is available in the neutral zone. Puck rolls over the center ice logo. Dumping it in is Bergeron. It'll roll around below the goal line. Nolan Gagnon picks up the puck and backhands it to the far side wall for Morris. Exchanges with McNaughton, tries to find Miller streaking ahead and cutting him off on a good defensive play is Ingles, and looks like Rolovs took a spill. Play's still going on. Puck is out in front of McDonough, and now they blow it dead. As now we have a Wrangler in a fight. It's Miller. As he gets a few jabs in, they've wrapped him around, and they'll send him to the ground after grabbing him by the waist. He was fighting with Ingles. So Jacob Miller, after what seemed like a collision with Rolovs, who's still down, got in a fight with Ingles. After a few jabs from Miller, Ingles just picked him up by the waist and just took his legs out from under him and brought him down to the ice. So Jacob Miller goes to the penalty box. We'll see what happens here. Rolovs is still down. So Miller just went swinging at Eisenberg, got a few shots in, took a few as well, and then, like I said before, Eisenberg just kind of took his legs out from under him by grabbing him by his thighs and just lifting up. So Rolovs came out to play the puck, ended up running into Miller, which caused Eisenberg to take offense, or excuse me, not Eisenberg, Ingles to take offense, which caused the fight between Miller and Ingles. And so now it'll be interesting to see if there is any penalties to be handed out here aside from the 5 for fighting. 10:42 to go in the first period. Brahmas have a 1-0 lead off the goal from Owen Kerr. Shots are 4-2 in favor of the Brahmas as Ben Ivey, the captain for the Wranglers, and Ray Murakami, the captain of the Brahmas, discuss things with the officials. Now both guys will head back to their respective benches to relay the information. So we'll see what transpires out of this. We do know for certain is that Jacob Miller's gotten 5 for fighting, and Bryce Ingles has also received 5 for fighting. Rolovs is back up. He's on his feet. Looks like he's okay. As we're still waiting to see what the official word here is. Jacob Miller on that second line for the Wranglers this evening, centering the line of Topi Pukkanen, Miller, and Corson McGuire. Miller 6'4", 220, 2005 birthday. Bryce Ingles 5'9", 180. He's also a 2005 birthday, so around the same age, but Jacob Miller is a much bigger man than Bryce Ingles. Ended up doing quite well in that fight. As they're still sorting things out here at NYTEX Sports Centre. So Miller gets a 10 minutes conduct and the 5 for fighting. As does Bryce Ingles. So it looks like after all that, we'll still play 5-on-5. The draw will come down to the Wranglers zone on the far side. It'll be to the left of McDonough. And off that draw, puck comes to the point, held in by Eisenberg. He'll send it below the goal line, looking for Kerr. Brahma takes a tumble as Doherty tries to fish the puck out. Eventually, Papaspropoulos comes away with it. Moving around the left side, he moves with speed over the red line, and now Brahma's blue. Finds McGuire. Unable to get a shot away, plays directed to the corner. McGuire on his backhand will chip it to the near side wall. Pukkanen gets it to the line for Jeffries, who dumps it further off the end wall. It rolls behind Rolovs. Brahmas come away with the puck. Justin Kerr moves it to center. To his left, finds Eisenberg, but they're offsides as the Brahmas jump the gun on the play there. It'll be a neutral zone draw. We've got 10:01 to go in the first period. Brahmas with a 1-0 lead off the goal from Owen Kerr. Shots are still 4-2 in favor of Lone Star. So you knew it was going to be a physical game. We knew that there was going to be a lot of emotion, and just in the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds of this game, we've already seen it. So off the draw, McRoberts moves it up ahead, looking for McDonald, but was just a little too far ahead of him. Gunnar Williams will be the first man to the puck for Lone Star as they exit their zone. Brock James with the speed, dishes it to his right, finds Skurvich, who takes a shot on the rebound. They score. McDonough made the initial pad save, and it was Saxton Test that picked up the rebound. Brahmans lead 2-0. was just one of those plays where the Brahmas were moving with speed. Had a guy moving towards the middle. And were able to fire a shot on McDonough, made the pad save. Rebound came right between the circles, and Saxton Tess was able to put it away on the second attempt. So Brahmas now with a 2-0 lead off of goals from Owen Kerr and now most recently Saxton Tess. As the Wranglers look to get the next one. McNaughton, Morrison, Chunchikov out there for the Wranglers.
And number 23, Brock James. 5 to goal, 10-18 in the first period. Again, Brahmas goal by 29 Tess, the assist by 90 Skurovic, and 23 James.
Skurovic and James will pick up the assists on the Tess goal. As the Wranglers looking to scoop the puck up at the red line. Brahmas come away with it. Left side breakout, they'll just dump it in after it clangs off a few sticks. Gagnon moves it to his left. Puck bounces out, held in at the line by Murakami, but McNaughton pushes it further. And the Brahmas will go D to D as they look to formulate their next breakout. 9 minutes to go in the first period. Doherty has it below his own goal line. Will swing it around left side, finds Chunchikov along the wall. We'll drop it back for Doherty. We'll get it to Gagnon. Puck comes out in front of McDonough, and he will quickly pounce on it to escape any more danger as the Wranglers were having trouble exiting their own zone. 8:46 to go in the first period. Brahmas have a 2-0 lead. See if the Wranglers can get the next one when we come back on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to North Richland Hills, where the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead over the visiting Amarillo Wranglers with 8:46 to go in the first period. Brahmas goals coming from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. As the Wranglers look to stop the bleeding here and get the next goal. Draw will be in their own zone to the right of McDonough. The Papaspropoulos, Pukkanen, and McGuire line is out there for the Wranglers. It's off the draw. Brahmas get it. Try to fire a shot away. Goes into a bunch of bodies. Picking it back up is Bergeron. He'll shoot from the near wall. Gets blocked again, and now will just send it around to the far corner. Puck comes back to Bergeron. Tries to center it. Goes off the back of the net. Puck rolls to the near corner. Wranglers trying to get it out. Ritchie has it. Gets it to Papaspropoulos. Left side breakout. McGuire will pitch it to the neutral zone. Big hit in front of the Wranglers bench from McGuire on Eisenberg. As Eisenberg will go to the bench. DeMarco picks up the puck, finds McGuire in the neutral zone. McGuire moves towards his left, backhands it behind Roloffs, chases after it. With him is Pukkanen. Topi Pukkanen with the puck on his stick, gets it to the line for Jeffries, who was looking for a deflection out in front with Papaspropoulos, but he just couldn't get it on goal. Brahmas with possession now in their own zone. Breaking it out is Emmons. Move it to his right, finds Borak over the Wranglers line. Gets stood up defensively by McRoberts. Puck available at the half wall is picked up by Jeffries with his head up and evading pressure. He'll find Phillips on the near wall. Zach By gets it to the neutral zone. Masick finds Williams, who fans on the pass attempt, has to retreat for the moment. Brahmas having trouble exiting their zone as the Wranglers apply the pressure. Puck available in the corner. Lone Star comes away with it. McRoberts meets the puck at the half wall to keep it in. Wranglers forechecking aggressively here as the Brahmas. Emmons has it in the near corner. Held in by tries to go around Kerr, unable to do so. Zap below the goal line, picks up the puck, trades places with McNaughton, who tries to send it up to the line. Make that Phillips try to send it up to the line, but the Brahmas will take it away and will ice the puck. So 6:38 to go in the first period. Brahmas with the 2-0 lead. The draw will come back down near Roloffs. They make it a penalty as draw will definitely be near Roloffs. But it looks like a Brahma's going to go to the box. And taking a seat. Kralovic. So Bo Kralovic, the extra forward, will take a seat in the penalty box. Wranglers head to the first power play of the game for either side. McDonald and the Ivey brothers, as well as Gagnon and Pukkanen, are out there for the Wranglers. Gagnon has it at the line, go across for Pukkanen, who takes a shot, deflected by the net. Met by Jack Ivey at the far half wall. Drops off for McDonald, picked off by Zadvernyuk. Players collide along the boards to the corner, comes to Gagnon at the far point, gets it across for Ben Ivey. Back to Gagnon at the line, goes left side, Ivey to Pukkanen below the circle, just can't get a shot away. As a Wrangler went crashing into the net, it's Jack McDonald, and we get a stoppage with 1:36 to go in the power play. 6:14 to go in the first. So it looked like Pukkanen was trying to go across for McDonald, and McDonald got shoved into the goalpost by Emmons. Wranglers wanted a penalty on that play. They're not going to get it. The draw will be at the far circle. Off the draw, Ben Ivey gets the puck, just can't get a shot away. Comes back to him, second attempt. Goes up a stick and out of play. Exactly 30 seconds gone off the Wranglers' power play. 6:08 to go in the first period. That same power play unit stays out there for the Wranglers. Off the draw, they deem it a false start. We'll do it again. It's a second rolled off the clock. See if they put it back on there. Looks like they won't. Wranglers win the draw. Gagnon from the far circle moves in, takes a shot. Pad save by Roloffs. Goes to the far side wall. Ivey will back it, handle along below the goal line. Back to Ivey, across, looks for Ben. Finds Gagnon at the near point. Down low, Pukkanen sees the puck go past him below the goal line. Racing after is McDonald. He's met by a few Brahmas. Pukkanen comes away with the puck, finds Ivey near side. Back up to the near point. Gagnon moves towards his left. At the line, goes across, back at Ivey. Comes to Jack, can't get a shot away. Wranglers still possession. Far point. Ivey finds McDonald at the line. Gagnon back to Ben Ivey, who takes a one-timer. That goes wide. Comes to the far point for Jack Ivey. McDonald looks to go across for Ben. Stick gets in the way. Puck comes to Ben Ivey. Goes to the line, across for Jack Ivey. Shot is blocked by Kerr. McDonald picks up the puck. He'll go across the near point for Gagnon. Back to the line for Ben Ivey. Finds Jack at the circle. Across, Gagnon shoots! And will go out of play. with 29 seconds to go on the power play. Wranglers with some good puck movement and some chances there, but just couldn't find a way to put it home. 5:07 to go in the first period. Wranglers will get a change of men on the power play. He's out there now is Zapp, Morris, Papaspropoulos, Doherty, and DeMarco. Shots on goal are 6-5 in favor of the Brahmas. This time the draw will be on the near circle of the Brahmas zone. Zapp will take it for Amarillo. Across from him is Zadvernyuk. And off the draw, Roman Zapp wins it, gets it to Doherty. Across, DeMarco couldn't tee up the one-timer, still has the puck. Backhands it off the back of the net. Will pick up his own pass, gets it to Morris, who works to the far side, far point. Doherty back to Morris at the half wall, and out to the line for DeMarco. Papaspropoulos near half wall. Below the goal line for Zapp. Back to the line for DeMarco, and he just couldn't hold the puck in. As the puck will roll back down to McDonough, and that'll do it for the power play. So the Wranglers go 0 for 1 on the man advantage to start the game. Brahmas forechecking here. Wranglers able to come away with the puck. Unable to get out of their own zone, though, held in by Kerr. Gets it to Capello. Puck bouncing around between the circles. Papaspropoulos is able to hold it now and turn and charge back into the neutral zone. Moves towards his right. He'll dump it in and chase after it. Kerr. Drop pass to no one. Picked up by Morris. Comes to Zapp. Turning shot paddled away by Roloffs to the far corner. McRoberts pinches in to keep the puck in the Wranglers' possession for the moment as it's up for grabs along the boards. Zapp comes away with it. Centering pass just goes by Papaspropoulos. Now moving into the offensive zone is Justin Kerr from the near circle. Takes a shot. Goes off the end boards. Bergeron will back around to the near side. Eisenberg to Sassenbury in the near corner. Bergeron twists, gets it to the circle. Shot pad saved by McDonough. Dangerous chance there for Keskintepi. Coming with the puck is McNaughton, moving with speed. He's flying into the offensive zone. McNaughton below the goal line. We'll send it around. And the puck will bounce out of play in the Brahmas bench.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brahmas recommend that you don't blow a gasket.
As some players have some words for each other. 3:15 to go in the first period in a 2-0 game.
Be sure and tell them that Mango sent you to get your gaskets packed. I know what you're talking about.
Brahma goals coming from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. As there will be a neutral zone draw in front of the Brahmas bench. Ivey brothers out there with Jack McDonald. That first line for the Wranglers been so good to start the season. It looks like we have a bit of a hold up here. See what happens.
Let's go, buddy! Let's go,
And so, after all that, we're able to get back to live action. Ryan Anderson looks on. He's now the enemy in a building that he used to call home. Ben Ivey wins the neutral zone draw. We'll move it up ahead over the offensive line, but they're quickly met by Brock James. James gets the puck stolen away from him as he enters the offensive zone. Ben Ivey will work it back up to center, finds Jack left side. Jack Ivey waits for reinforcements, hounded by a few Brahmas, unable to get the pass away. Coming away with it is Saxton Tess. He'll move it to Murakami. Left side breakout for the Brahmas. They'll bank it off the glass and chase after it. Doherty first one on it, gets it to Gagnon. Left side, Ben Ivey exits his own zone. Gains the red line and dumps it in. He'll go off for a change. Roloffs plays it around the boards all the way down into the Wranglers zone. Not enough steam for an icing. Doherty plays it up to the red line. Gets it to Papaspropoulos, moving right side. Head up, looks for reinforcements, twists around the pressure. Papaspropoulos below the circle, shoots. Pad save, rebound. Murakami blocked that shot as well. Wranglers keeping it at the line. It's Corson McGuire. He'll shoot. Save made by Rologs. Goes to the far corner. Brahmas feeling the pressure here. Wranglers forechecking aggressively. Pukkanen pinned up against the end wall, gets it to the near point for DeMarco. Goes across, finds McRoberts. He'll shoot. Shot is blocked by Pyle. Puck goes below the goal line. Brahma is able to get it out of their own zone. It'll be carried by Kerr and then dumped in. He'll chase after it on the near side. Brahmas unable to corral a bouncing puck as Pukkanen gets it in his own zone. Play in the far corner of the Wranglers zone. Krivlik will move in, just can't get a shot away. Good defensive play by Pukkanen. Puck comes to Keskentepi, who shoots, blocked out in front, and the Wranglers are able to sweep it out of their own zone. A minute 18 to go in the first period. Wranglers now leading the shot count 8-7 late in the first period.
Process of switching that insurance smoother than freshly examined eyes here at NYTEX Sports Centre.
Out there for the Brahmas right now is Zadvernyuk, Borak, Gunnar Williams, Bergeron, and Keskentepi. For the Wranglers, it'll be Luke Morris, Alex Papaspropoulos, Topi Pukkanen, and Kyle DeMarco and Henry McRoberts. Draw at the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Off the draw, puck comes to the near wall. McRoberts sends it to DeMarco, who will bank it off the glass. Held in at the line by Keskentepi, who bats it out of the air with his glove. Bergeron, centering attempt, wouldn't go. DeMarco pushes the play to the half wall. Puck squeaks out to Papaspropoulos, who will move with speed out of his zone. Left wing side, we'll get up to Morris. Sees the puck glance off his stick. 50 seconds to go in the first.
Let's go, buddy!
Right side, Borak. The puck stolen away from him at the blue line. Wranglers quickly looking to go on offense. McNaughton.
Come on, Brahma, let's go!
Button hooks at the near half wall.
Let's go!
Will backhand it in. It's met by Gunnar Williams, and a few bodies converge in the near corner. 33 seconds to go in the first. Williams works it up to Zadvernyuk, who finds Borak in the neutral zone. Right side, Borak chips it off the wall, tries to find himself. In the way of that was Colin Doherty. Puck bounces in front of McDonough. Doherty there to get the puck away. Phillips, left side, finds Morris. 16 seconds to go in the first period. Borak will wait behind his own net, send it right side for Eisenberg, who twists away from Phillips. And with a second to go, Brahmas come out of their own zone, and that'll do it for the first period. So after 20 minutes of play, the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead off of goals from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. And they'll head into the locker room with that 2-0 lead. See how the Wranglers respond in the second period. Second intermission report coming up next in just a moment on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
All happens during tonight's second intermission.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome to the second intermission report, where the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead over the Wranglers after 20 minutes of play. Hi, everybody. I'm Chiarenza here to bring you the first intermission report and all the action here tonight from NYTEX Sports Centre. And for the Wranglers, one of the keys to the game, I thought coming into this contest, was that they needed to come out and get the first goal of the game. Well, the Brahmas actually came in with the first two, as just 5 minutes and 14 seconds into the contest, it was Owen Kerr who scored for Lone Star. He picks up his first goal of the season, and the assists go to Justin Kerr, no relation, and number 89, Anthony Capello. So Kerr picks up point number 7. Capello picks up point number 5 on the year. So now, at least for the moment, it looked like Justin Kerr would have the team lead in points, and that was until Saxton Tess got a goal and make it 10-18 into the first period to make it a 2-0 game. That's Tess's first goal of the season. And the assists go to David Skurvik, who picks up point number 2 on the year. And secondary assist goes to Brock James, who the Wranglers are very familiar with after last night's performance, where he scored 3 goals. So now James and Kerr are tied for the Brahmas lead in points with 7, which is why I said Kerr had the team lead for points momentarily, at least for the moment, because later on Brock James would then add to that total. At just 4 games, Brock James has 4 goals, 3 assists, and 7 points. He's certainly been a good pickup for the Brahmas. And for the Wranglers, they look to find a way to get things back on track in the second period. And another one of my keys to the game for the Wranglers was to outshoot the Brahmas throughout the course of this game, and they're doing just that. They're outshooting the Brahmas 8-7, but just unable to find a way to beat Deves Rolovs, as the Latvian netminder has once again proven that he is up to the task, and he'll be a tough man to beat in this game. And earlier on in the first period, about, let's say, midway through the period, memory serves me correct, at some point there was a fight between Jacob Miller and Bryce Ingles when Rolovs came out of his crease to play the puck, ended up colliding with Miller. Ingles took offense to it. Number 21 for Lone Star, Ingles, and number 9 for the Wranglers, Miller, got in a fight, and both got 5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute game misconduct. So they'll be back at some point. They'll be back in the second period, but for now, the Wranglers are without the services of Jacob Miller, who is centering that second line with Topi Pukkanen and Corson McGuire. And this is a tough building to play in, as the Wranglers found out yesterday. The Brahmas fans, they're a very vocal bunch. They are very passionate about their home team, and it's been difficult for the Wranglers really to just kind of escape that pressure from the crowd. As I said in the pregame show, this is the first time that the Wranglers have played on the road against a South Division opponent this year. All the games that they played earlier on were either at home or at a neutral site in Blaine, Minnesota for the NHL Showcase. So this is really the Wranglers' first test against a hostile environment, and the Brahmas fans are making it a very difficult place to play in here tonight. But you know, I think this is a tough period for the Wranglers, because it's a tough pill to swallow, because the Wranglers really didn't play bad in the first period, even though the score is 2-0 against them. I mean, they really were generating offensive chances. They're playing well defensively. It's just when they gave the Brahmas a little bit, the Brahmas took it and they ran with it. As Lone Star was able to capitalize on their goals. I mean, you go back to the goal from Owen Kerr. That was one where Brahmas worked it below the goal line. Justin Kerr was able to find Owen Kerr between the circles, and just a bang-bang play, one-timer from Kerr, Owen Kerr between the two circles, is able to beat McDonough. Not really much Connor McDonough could have done about that play. It's just centering pass below the goal line, and then just a rocket on goal And it's tough for any goaltender to make that save. Whether you're in the NHL or the NAHL, it's a tall task. So that's the shot that beat Connor McDonough to open the scoring. And then later on, the Brahmas were able to fire a shot off the pad of McDonough. Rebound came between the circles, and that was when Saxton Tess put home the second goal of the evening to make it 2-0. So for the Wranglers, it's not really the spot that you wanted to be in to start tonight's contest, but still plenty of time to come back, 40 minutes of play. And really, you talk about the familiarity between Ryan Anderson and Dan Wildfong. Obviously, Anderson was Wildfong's associate last couple of years here behind the bench with the Lone Star Brahmas. This is one of those times where, you know, maybe the familiarity, oh my gosh, try and say that 3 times fast. Familiarity aspect, my goodness, familiarity aspect. This is a time where maybe it might work in the Wranglers' favor because you're late. I mean, you're in the second game of a 2-game set. You're working into the later stages of the game. And so Anderson probably knows a lot about the schemes and playbook of Dan Wildfong. And he'll have to find a way to adapt to that, which should be easier than any other coach because he knows what to expect. So in theory, should be pretty simple for him to make some changes. But for the Wranglers, it's not about hustle or grit in the second period. It's just, they just got to get some puck luck going their way, continue to find pucks on goal, and just continue to generate quality scoring chances to beat Deves Roloffs, who seems to be a tough man to beat here in this game so far. When we come back on our first intermission report, we'll look at some scores from around the league, and we'll look at the South Division standings, and we'll preview the second period a little bit more when we come back from our commercial break on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back here at NYTEX Sports Centre, where we roll on with the first intermission report. Brahmas have a 2-0 lead off of goals from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. Let's get to some scores from around the North American Hockey League, as it is a busy Saturday night. The Brown Bears and the Wolverines did battle earlier on. Oh, that's yesterday. We got to find today. We move to today, Saturday, October 7th. Looks like the Nordiques Rebels are playing over in Maine. Philadelphia with a 6-1 lead late in the third period, so they'll come away with the win. The Chippewa Steel have a 4-2 lead over the Springfield Junior Blues late in the second period. The Janesville Jets have a 5-2 lead over the Wisconsin Wendigo late in the second period. Maryland Black Bears blank the New Jersey Titans. They win 3-0. New Hampshire gets the overtime win against Danbury, 2-1. Rhinos and Jackalopes are in the middle of play. Midway through the first period, it's a 0-0 game over in El Paso. The Bruins have a 2-1 lead over the Norsemen. Midway, three-quarters of the way through the second period. Mudbugs and Ice Wolves going on right now. Shreveport has a 2-1 lead midway through the game. Coming up later on tonight, you got Minnesota and Fairbanks and Anchorage and Kenai River. Rochester has a 4-3 lead in the third period against Johnstown. Minotauros have a 1-0 lead over Aberdeen. And the Ice Rays and the Warriors are tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. So that's the scores from around the league. We'll preview second period action just a little bit more when we come back in 30 seconds on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where second period action is just moments away between the Brahmas and the Wranglers. Brahmas have a 2-0 lead heading into the second frame. With goals from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. And that's the depth scoring for you of the Lone Star Brahmas. It's like, look throughout their whole lineup, it seems like they're pretty balanced in terms of getting scoring from all four lines. For the Wranglers, it seems like their first line has done an excellent job of scoring for them. Their second line has done a pretty good job as well, but after that, it seems like it's a pretty steep drop-off, as the Wranglers would like to see more scoring throughout the rest of their lineup, especially from their depth performers. So some players to watch for here in the second period. For the Wranglers, I think you got to keep an eye on Connor McNaughton. I think the Wranglers are going to have success as the season rolls along. You're going to have to find a way to get Connor McNaughton involved, and he's moving with speed throughout this game. And looks like he's going to be a player to watch for throughout the course of this game. Very skilled forward, and he'll have to be a player to watch for here in the second period. Alongside him, have to look for Jack McDonald as well. He's only got 1 goal on the season, but he seems like he's got all the assists in the world. He's got 1 goal, 7 assists, so he can finally find the back of the net for the second time this season here in the second frame. Looks like we're having a little bit of audio difficulties here on our NHL TV feed. We'll work to get that sorted out when we come back on North American Hockey League TV.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where our second intermission is now over. We are about to start second period action here between the Brahmas and the Wranglers. Both teams are back out there. They lean in and take the draw. Wranglers skating from right to left, Brahmas from left to right, as you see it on NHL TV. Off the draw. Brahmas dump it in, goes off the end wall. Comes to Doherty. Left side, McDonald exits his zone, gets it up to Ben Ivey at the red line. Looks to find Jack, but the pass was just too far ahead of him. And the Brahmas come away with possession. A battle for it along the boards in the Wranglers zone. Coming away with the puck is the Wranglers captain. Goes over the center ice logo. Left side, Jack Ivey moves in, takes a shot, goes off a stick, and through the crease and to the far side wall. McDonald dangles around some defenders in the neutral zone. James putting the pressure on him. Players converge at the Wranglers blue line. Jack Ivey will bank it off the official in front of the Wranglers bench. Brahmas come away with the puck, and they will dump it in. Out to play it is McDonough behind his net. Forehand pass up to McDonald on the left side wing. Brahmas take it away in the neutral zone and once again just sky it back down towards McDonough. Although this time they said that they didn't gain the red line, and so just a minute and 13 seconds into the second period, we get our first whistle, and it's an icing on the Brahmas. Papaspropoulos, Pukkanen, and McGuire out there for the Wranglers on this draw. McRoberts and Jeffries, the two defensemen for Amarillo. Wranglers win it. Pukkanen sees the puck get caught up in his skates, and the Brahmas take it away. Left side, Emmons dumps it in. Chasing after it is Tess, and we get a stoppage here with 18:38 to go in the second. It's another icing, so the draw will come back down to the Brahmas zone. All the Brahmas that were on the ice previously have to remain out there. Same men still on there, out there for the Wranglers. Off the draw, Emmons finds Keskintepi. Looks like the Wranglers have moved Papaspropoulos up between McGuire and Pukkanen, as Miller is still serving his 10-minute misconduct. Right side, McGuire over the offensive line. In the corner, loses the puck to Tess, the Brahmas' second goal scorer. Lone Star works over the Wranglers' blue line. Up ahead, James drop pass across Skurovic, looking for Keskintepi, and he just couldn't rip the shot away. Brahmas deep in Wrangler territory. In the corner, on the near side, puck is up for grabs. Eventually squirts out to the neutral zone and then some. Coming well out of his crease to play the puck is Rolovs. He will send it back down behind McDonough. No icing call here, as McNaughton moves it towards his left. Finds Morris in the neutral zone. Wranglers in the middle of a change, though. Dangerous plays. You don't want to get caught for too many men on the ice, as Amarillo was unable to do anything with that offensive attempt. Colin Doherty with it in his own zone. Puck will roll around back below the Brahma goal line. Chasing after it is Tommy Chunchikov on the forecheck. Holding it at the line is Ghanyan. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Comes to the near side. McNaughton turns and shoots off the pads of Rolovs. The puck is still loose behind the net. The Brahmas come away with it. On the near side wall, McNaughton meets the puck. He'll throw it out into the blue paint. Off the skate of Chunchikov. Unable to locate it. Morris comes in to help out. Moves it to the far point. Ghanyan across for Jordy. Takes a shot. Blocked out in front and goes to the far corner. Once again held in at the point by Ghanyan for the moment, and he is able to keep it in. Comes to McNaughton for Morris between the circles, and his shot just goes wide. Rolovs might have gotten a piece of it. Doherty at the line, goes across for Ghanyan, far side. Morris between the circles, takes a shot, goes off the end wall. On the rebound, Wranglers can't stuff it home. Eventually the puck squirts over to Capello, and the Brahmas will escape their own zone. Good look for the Wranglers there to start the second period as they look to try and cut the Brahma lead in half. Rolovs out to play behind his net. We'll leave it for Williams. Spin it near side for Pyle. Gets up in the offense in the neutral zone. Coming with it is By on his backhand. Tries to move it towards the net. And Phillips just couldn't get the shot away on the pass attempt from By. Wranglers from the neutral zone will dump it in. Roloff lets it go. Brahmas work it back down around to McDonough. And it'll be an icing. 15:41 to go in the second period. Well, this is exactly the kind of start that the Wranglers needed to the second period to try and get back into this game. They're generating more offensive opportunities, getting shots on goal. They now lead in the shot department 7-12. But still have not found a way to beat Roloffs tonight. The Ivey brothers and McDonald back out there for the Wranglers on offense. Bergeron will backhand it along the near side wall, out and around to the Wranglers zone. Jeffries will be the first one on it. McDonald from his own zone goes diagonally for Jack Ivey, leaves it for Ben. Left side shot goes up a stick and out of play. 15:17 to go in the second period. Brahmas still with a 2-0 lead, although the Wranglers appear to be knocking on the door. Papaspropoulos, Pukinen, and McGuire out there for the Wranglers. Alex will lean in to take the draw. He wins it, gets it to the corner, chases after it himself, works his way up to the near half wall, gets it to the point for Ritchie, whose shot goes off the end boards. Pukinen scoops it up. Left side, Pukinen gets crunched by a Brahma, that's Zadranyuk. Ritchie from the line takes a shot, paddled away by Roloffs. Brahmas get it back out to center. McGuire will retreat. As the Wranglers back in over the offensive line, Papaspropoulos offensively works it to the near corner. Zadranyuk scoops it up for Lone Star. We'll drop it off to Eisenberg, who will send it into the neutral zone and then some as DeMarco will race after it. He'll bank it off the inboards for Doherty. Back to Pukinen now. Tries to go back to Doherty. Zadranyuk picks up the puck, tries to center it between the circles. Wranglers break up that play, send it to the far side. Papaspropoulos finds DeMarco. Wranglers exit their zone left side, pass to Pukinen, just goes astray. Wranglers get a partial change here. Pukinen on the forecheck, remains out there. And now he'll go off. Tess, left side. Works his way into the offensive zone. Shot from the far wall is stopped by McDonough. And now tempers flare after the whistle. A Wrangler gets tied up with an official. And now we've got some pushing and shoving. Tess grabs a dance partner. It's Nolan Gagnon in the fray. And we'll see if there's any penalties to come away with this. 13:57 to go in the second period. I've been telling him that. Cool. Okay. Brahmas win the draw. Shot is stopped by McDonough. Directed to the far wall, and now the puck rolls behind Connor as it'll continue to move to the near side. Battle in the corner. Doherty will move it to the far wall. Chunchikov takes a big hit from Keskentepe. As the Wranglers retain possession, Doherty will move it to the left side as the Wranglers will get it back out to the neutral zone. Delayed offside on the Brahmas. They will not touch up. They'll surrender possession to the Wranglers as they look to go back on offense. Chunchikov dumps it in. He'll work in on the forecheck, get it to the near corner. Wranglers unable to keep it in the offensive zone as the puck goes up and out of the glass. and into the stands, and it looks like somebody's going to come away with a souvenir here. 13-14 to go in the second period. Shots are 12-8 in favor of the Wranglers, but they're still looking for their first goal of the game. Offensive zone draw here for the Wranglers on the near side circle. It's going to be Roman Zapp to take the draw. Out there with him is Miller, who's returned to the game after serving his misconduct, and Zach By with McRoberts and Jeffries on the blue line. Off that draw, Brahmas win it, and Pyle will patiently get it to Gunnar Williams, who waits behind his net as the Brahmas plan a strategic breakout. Right side, Pyle up ahead, finds Bergeron. Off the end wall, Jeffries picks it up, will send it to the far side. Brahmas keep it in. Off the end wall once more, Bergeron near side to the point for Williams, and the shot goes by McDonough. Brahmas work it now to the near side boards, is in the corner. Few players collide, and McRoberts finds the puck on his stick. He'll work it around to the right side. Drop pass. Miller picks it up in the neutral zone. We'll just fire it into the Brahmas zone as the Wranglers get a change. Right side, Matthias Borak exits his zone. Stood up by McDonald in the neutral zone. Turnover there. Ivey picks up the puck, tries to enter the offensive zone, but he gets caught up in a swarm of Brahmas as Lone Star exits their zone, and they look to go back on the forecheck quickly now. Gunnar Williams looks to find a player up ahead, goes off escape. Launcher retreat goes back to Murakami. We'll go D to D with Williams, and now back to Murakami. He'll wait patiently behind his net as the Brahmas once again formulate their attack. Ritchie takes it in the neutral zone. He'll send it diagonally to the far corner as the Wranglers dump it in. Puck comes back out to center. DeMarco gains the red line, and once more sends it back into the offensive zone. At the near half wall, McDonald tries to twist away from some pressure. Gets some help from Ivey, who takes a shot that goes wide. At the far point, DeMarco off the end wall. He was looking for Papaspropoulos. Puck just went by him as the Brahmas have possession now. Right side, Williams works it up into the neutral zone. Comes to DeMarco instead. He tries to tap it ahead to Papaspropoulos, but they weren't quite on the same page. And the Brahmas will take it and dump it down to McDonough, who's out of his net to play it. 11-10 to go in the second period. Brahmas lead 2-0. But the Wranglers have done a good job of forechecking and getting shots on goal here in the second. As in the neutral zone, Wranglers have some trouble handling the puck. Skurovic moves into the offensive zone, takes a shot, blocked by Doherty. Puck rolls off the end boards, held in at the line by Emmons. Goes across, Eisenberg. At the far circle, Brock James tries to spin away from pressure from Pukinen. Make that Papaspropoulos. Alex making it tough on the Brahmas. Shot from Skurovic. Save made by McDonough. Puck is available on the near side. Wranglers throw it to the line. Can't get it out. Doherty has to swing from behind his own net to play it to the near corner. Papaspropoulos gets away from the forecheck for the moment. Needs some help from Doherty to do it. They'll send it back to Alex, and left side will go across to the middle for Pukinen in the neutral zone. Wranglers escape that Brahma attack. Amarillo gets a change as McGuire will start the forecheck. Brahmas lifted out to center ice. Puck rolls into the Wranglers zone. McRoberts chops at it, unable to get it out as the Brahmas stealed away. Shot by Kerr, blocked by McRoberts. They'll jostle for the puck at the far circle. Luke Morris gets it to Jeffries, who tries to find McRoberts. Puck comes back to him, so Jeffries will just hold it now. He'll bank it off the boards. Gets it to the blue line. Puck squeaks across to the other coast of the rink. Brahmas keep it in the offensive zone. Capello, centering pass for Kerr, is broken up by McNaughton. Puck at the end wall of the Wranglers zone. Jeffries backhands it to the near side for Chunchikov. Aggressive forechecking here by the Brahmas, but the Wranglers are able to escape their zone and then move to the neutral zone. Connor McNaughton moves in, and his shot goes wide. Morris, the far wall, can't hold the puck in. Bergeron with it in the neutral zone for the Brahmas for a moment, but Amarillo is able to take the puck away again once more and send it back down to roll-offs. Another change for the Wranglers, 8:55 to go in the second period. Brahmas have a 2-0 lead. Shot count is 12-9 in favor of the visiting Wranglers. Right side breakout for Ingles, sends it left side. Pyle picks it up, moves over the blue line. Wranglers able to move the puck back out to the line, gets caught up in the skates of the officials. Now they're able to poke it back out to center, and they'll gain the red line and dump it in. Roloffs comes out from behind his net to play the puck. As Brahmas work it back up to the center ice logo, moving left side with speed is Zadranyuk. He button hooks at the far half wall. Keeps the puck on his stick. Sharp angle shot, save made by McDonough. Puck bounces to the near circle. It'll be picked up by Zapp. Puck rolls in front of the Brahmas bench. DeMarco picks it up. They'll carry it over the blue line. But they're going to say that the Wranglers were offsides. And so it's 7:59 to go. In the second period, we head to our media timeout. And so we'll be back in just a minute here on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
We are back here in NYTEX as off the draw, the Brahmas send up ahead. Masick one-on-one with Gagnon, and the defenseman for Amarillo wins that race. They'll direct it to the near side of his zone. Bergeron comes away with the puck. Sharp angle shot stopped by McDonough. Puck is available in the far corner. McDonald battling for it. And coming away with it is Zadranyuk. Gets it to the point. Shot by Pyle, save made by McDonough. Rebound attempt is stopped by Connor as well. And moves to the corner. They'll chop it back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers forcing the Brahmas to regroup. Lone Star now leads the shot count 13-12. The Brahmas have a 2-0 lead here. A little over halfway through the second period and a little over halfway through the game. As the Wranglers ice the puck. So the draw will come back down near Connor McDonough.
Couple of birthdays. A locker room leader, happy birthday to Brahmas' own Deersey. And also
out there for the Wranglers now is the Ivey brothers. Jack McDonald, Nolan Gagnon, and Colin Doherty. Off the defensive zone draw, the Wranglers win it. They'll move it to the far side for Jack Ivey, who will lift it up in the air looking for McDonald streaking ahead. He gets caught up between a herd of Brahmas. Murakami comes away with the puck. Dropping off for Williams. Moves it up ahead for Skurovic. Dances around Ben Ivey. Moves it left side for Murakami. We'll push it up ahead for Tess in the far corner of the Wranglers zone. We're working around to the near side now. Brock James rolls it for Tess below the goal line. Centering pass. Shot from the line by Murakami is stopped by Connor McDonough, and he'll hold with 6:29 to go in the second period. Now, it was one of those plays that looked very similar to the first goal that the Brahmas scored from Owen Kerr, where they got the puck below the goal line, were able to swing it out between the circles for a centering pass, although I think they would have wanted somebody other than Murakami to pick up that puck, probably somebody closer to McDonough to take that one-time shot like they did on that first goal. But instead, it rolled all the way to Murakami at the line, who just took the shot anyway. The Wranglers have to be aware of that. They can't let that continue in this game. Dangerous chance for the Brahmas. Draw at the far circle of the Amarillo zone. Alex Papaspropoulos will take the draw. Official has some words for the two. And now they drop it. Alex wins the draw, gets it to Jeffries, banks off the end boards, comes to Pukinen at the far wall. Finds Papaspropoulos in the neutral zone, loses an edge, but not before he gets it up to McGuire. He'll dump it in at the blue line. Not to slow it down is Rolovs. Brahmas quickly move back ahead to the neutral zone. Kerr sees the puck bounces off his skate in front of his own bench. He's able to get it back and move it towards Emmons, who will dump it in, and the puck rides up the glass and goes out of play. So we get a stoppage with 6:04 to go in the second period.
Click your heels together 3 times and say, there's no place like home.
Still a 2-0 game here at NYTEX. All the goals were scored in the first period. Brahmas getting goals from Owen Kerr and Saxton Tess. Wranglers came out guns a-blazing here in the second period, but just still haven't found a way to crack Deves Rolovs. Off the draw, Pyle will work it towards his right. Brahmas try and enter the offensive zone. They'll dump the puck in. Jeffries will be the first man on it. He gets hit along the end boards. He's able to move the puck around to Morris at the far wall, but Morty can't get it out. Shot from the line, blocked out in front. Puck is loose. Comes to Chonchikov on the left side. Moves up to Morris in the neutral zone. Continues to move towards his left. Can't get it by Gunnar Williams as he's cut off. And so the Brahmas will send it around to the far side as they look to exit their zone. Big hit by Chonchikov on Sassenbury. We get a whistle there with 5:26 to go in the second. Only one penalty in this game. The Wranglers have had the only power play so far in this contest, and they're 0 for 1 this evening. So they've done a good job of staying out of the penalty box. It'll be a neutral zone draw here in front of the Wranglers bench. Zapp, Miller, and Phillips out there with DeMarco and Ritchie for Amarillo. Brock James will go up against Roman Zapp in the face-off circle. And Zapp wins it cleanly, gets it to DeMarco, goes left side for Ritchie, who will send it around the boards, pops out at the far side. Brahmas take it, move towards the near side wall as James moves with speed through the neutral zone. Wranglers are able to get a stick on the puck as possession is up for grabs. It eventually comes to Jacob Miller. He'll send it on goal for Rolovs, who flags it down with his goalie stick. Skurovic, drop pass for James, and the Brahmans exit their zone. Left side now in the offensive zone. Tess will spin it deep into Wrangler territory. Gunnar Williams, centering pass, broken up by the stick of McDonough, who's now lost his goalie stick. His shot on goal just whistles wide. McDonough, as he's still trying to reach for a stick, and he picks it back up and makes a save in the process, as McDonough will hold the puck after just retrieving his stick. So we get a whistle with 4:36 to go in the second period. McDonough made a save, lost his stick, went just behind the goal. And as McDonough made a few attempts to reach for his stick, he had to make a few saves in the process. And just as he had able to peer around, pick up his stick, and get it back in his hands, he had to make another save, and that was when he was able to cover. Off the ensuing draw. Shot by the Brahmas goes over the net. Comes to the near point for Ingles. He'll take a shot. Pad save by McDonough. Comes to the near corner. Lone Star evading the pressure. Zavranyuk twisting and turning deep in the Wranglers zone. Defending him is Ben Ivey, as well as, looks like Colin Doherty is in there as well. Puck still up for grabs. Eventually comes to the glove of Jack Ivey. He'll flag it down, put it on his stick, and promptly lose it to Masick. Wranglers are able to steal it back, though, as Ben Ivey tries to get out of his own zone. He can't do it for the moment as the puck is up for grabs at the far wall. Now eventually he squeaks out to the neutral zone. Jack Ivey moving in on his backhand. Stops at the blue line, turns, shoots, goes off a Brahma, and is picked up by Masick. They'll move it back out to the neutral zone. Justin Kerr, centering pass, picked off by Papaspropoulos. They'll move it over to the neutral zone. Was looking for a player up ahead, but couldn't find anybody. And so the Wranglers will have to regroup as they get a partial change. Here comes Ingles, big hit along the board. Puck quicks out in front, and a save made by McDonough. Good chance there for the Brahmas, but Connor McDonough was able to shut the door. Big save there. Capello behind the net. On his forehand, centers it for Tess, who takes a shot. Make that Kerr. Puck bounces out to the point. Ingles across, shot by Keskintepi, goes off the inboards. Kerr picks it up along the half wall. Capello rolls it in deep. McRoberts all alone, will take his time. Jeffries tied up with a Brahma at the far circle. Fans wanted to call, they're not going to get it. Pukkanen moves to the far side, into the offensive zone, between the circles. Pukkanen shoots, goes off a stick, and goes wide. Pops along the far half wall. Brahmas carry it back out to center. Left side, Sassenbury, who had a goal in last night's game. He'll work it in below the Wranglers' goal line. Bergeron tries to chop back to him, but Sassenbury had already moved back along. Wranglers pick the puck back up. Nolan Gagnon moves it to his D partner, Doherty. He'll bank it off the far glass, and the puck will roll back out to center. 2:08 to go in the second period. Brahmas with a 2-0 lead, both goals coming in the first period. Brahmas centering pass for Skurovic. He tries to take a shot. Good defensive stick by Corson McGuire. Puck rolls to the near corner. Wranglers move towards the far side, but we're going to get a whistle with 1:44 to go in the second period. Looks like the draw is going to stay in the Wranglers zone. It'll be to the left of McDonough at the near circle. We'll recap all of this game's events in the second intermission, and also look at some scores from around the league and preview the third period here in Lone Star. Pukkanen over the offensive line, evades some pressure, tried to center a pass for someone moving forward, but nobody was there. Brahmas move it up ahead. Play moves to the far corner of the Wranglers zone. Coming away with the puck is DeMarco, who'll move it across for McNaughton. Brahmas steal the puck away at the neutral zone. They'll retreat to the comforts of their own territory as they look to break out. Murakami moves right side. Zavranyuk tries to center it. Pass is picked off in the neutral zone. Left side, Chunchikov moves in. He'll dump it in, chase after it. Roloffs comes out to play it. He'll work it along to the far side. Brahmas backtrack and send it along to the right side wing. DeMarco, unable to hold the puck in the neutral zone, comes back to the stick of the Brahmas. Murakami, pass up ahead, comes towards McDonough. He'll continue to play it. Looking left side for Chunchikov in the neutral zone, finds him. Tommy was looking for Luke Morris moving up ahead, but the pass is picked off by the Brahmas. 30 seconds to go in the second period. DeMarco in his own zone. Goes across for McRoberts. Can't get out of his own territory. Zavranyuk moves it below the goal line. Bergeron, centering pass. Eisenberg takes a shot. It's blocked by Luke Morris. He'll pick up that puck, move it into the neutral zone, and gets pinned up in front of the Brahmas bench. Brahmas tried to take that puck and turn away into the Wranglers zone. They're offside, so with 7.2 seconds to go, we'll get a neutral zone draw.
Typically proven that drinking one aimed
And unless somebody scores very quickly, it looks like the Brahmas are going to head into the second intermission with a 2-0 lead. Off the draw, Brahmas gain the red line, fire it in, and that'll do it for the second period. And after the whistle, Kravalik has some words for McDonald, and he has some pushing and shoving for Connor as well. McDonald also takes a shot from Capello as he is escorted to his own bench. As now there's some words being exchanged, officials get in the way. Time has expired in the second period. We saw some of this last night where after the period had already ended, we saw some pushing and shoving, which eventually ended up in a 4-on-4 to start the second period of that game where Brock James got that first goal. Players continue to jab at each other. It seems like every time the officials think that they've got things broken up, another player finds another dance partner, and they have to go break it up again. So now the Wranglers and Brahmas will head back to their respective locker rooms. Now the penalty box door is open to the Wranglers penalty box. I don't know who they think is going to go in there, but it's intermission, so nobody would go in there right now anyway, but probably just for listening in purposes, as the Wranglers are headed to the locker room, as are the Brahmas, although both captains for each team are out in front of the scorer's table to try and figure out what just happened and what penalties may come because of it. So we've got 2 penalties up on the board. Looks like they're going to be offsetting. We're going to play 4-on-4 here to start the... Be 4-on-4 to start the third period. And it looks like TJ Ritchie's got 2 minutes. Excuse me, make that 25 for the home team, 25 for the Brahmas. It looks like Bo Krevelek is going to get a penalty, as is Jack McDonald for the play that started it all to end the second period. So we'll get a little bit more details on that when we come back for our second intermission report on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream. Once again, the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on NHL TV and YouTube.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. Hi, everybody. I'm Guy Chiarenza here, bringing you all the action here from North Richland Hills. As it's a fun affair here between the Wranglers and the Brahmas. All the scoring happened in the first period. So after we had a scoreless first period last evening, we now have a scoreless second period this evening, as we've only got goals from Owen Kerr of the Brahmas. 5 minutes and 14 seconds into the game. Picking up the assist on that goal are Justin Kerr, no relation, and Anthony Capello for the Brahmas. Again, that goal coming 5:14 into the first. It was just one of those plays where the Brahmas were able to work the puck below the goal line, able to send it between the two circles for a one-time shot from Kerr. And I don't think there's a goalie in the NAHL or the NHL that could make a save on that shot, as Connor McDonough was unable to make the save, and the Brahmas had the 1-0 lead. Then later on into the first period, with 9:42 to go in the first, it was Saxton Tess that got the second Brahmas goal. Assists going to David Skurvek and number 23 of the Brahmas, Brock James. So James continues his torrent start to the season. He's been on a roll, and he continues to do so. So far in this game, he's got an assist. And that was all the scoring for the first period, and so far for the game. Although you start the second period, the Wranglers had a power play opportunity, had some good looks, unable to cash in, and they were also able to have some good offensive looks as well. For a moment, they were out shooting the Brahmas, but after 40 minutes of play, Lone Star has the shot count sitting at 16-12 in their favor. So, strong start to the second period. Wranglers weren't able to produce anything out of it, and as a result of that, they still have not been able to solve the puzzle that is Deves Rolovs in net. He's had a really solid showing, stopping 12 of 12 so far this evening. The Wranglers seems like they're going to have to cook up something pretty crazy to beat the Latvian netminder. Might be something unconventional, like a tip-in out in front, or maybe you screen the goalie, find a way to get the puck by him there, or it's going to take something really creative, like a cross-crease pass, something like that. Something of the conventional nature is not going to beat Deves Rolovs tonight. He's been fantastic. Connor McDonough has played well tonight as well. It's just those two chances that the Brahmas had were just really tough plays to save, as the first one, really nothing he could have done about it. As I said, point-blank shot between the circles. And on the second goal, it was a shot that bounced off McDonough's pads. The rebound came right to the stick of Saxton Tess, and he was able to put it home off of McDonough as he was trying to move across the net. So a couple tough breaks for the Wranglers there in the first period, short up defensively in the second period in a scoreless period, but they got to find a way to get things clicking on offense, which kind of seems strange to say after they had an offensive explosion in both games against Corpus Christi. But, I mean, that's just the difference in your opponent. The Ice Rays are a team that isn't as good defensively as the Brahmas are. As a result of that, you had a little bit of an offensive shootout here, but the Brahmas are a very solid defensive team, and they're showing that here this weekend, as they're really good at keeping plays to the wall, limiting the Wranglers' scoring chances. And Brahmas have done a good job of outshooting the Wranglers here so far this evening, and they were able to outshoot them as well yesterday evening. So the Wranglers in a 2-goal hole. See what they're able to make out of it here in the third period. They're going to need somebody to step up, and we talked about a few guys during the first intermission. I still think that these guys can really step up for the Wranglers and make a difference here in the third. They've been noticeable so far. And for me, I think it's got to be Connor McNaughton first and foremost. This is a guy that's got a lot of speed, a lot of skill. He's been noticeable in this game, just hasn't been able to find a way to get a goal here in this game. McNaughton with a goal and assist so far this season. He's looked very good here tonight. I think if anybody's going to score that isn't on the top line, it's probably going to be him. But you could also look at the Wranglers' second line. Topi Pukkanen has done a good job of scoring for the Wranglers this season. Alex Papaspropoulos has shined at times and given the Wranglers clutch goals. Had the overtime winner in the first game against Janesville. So those are a few players there that you might want to watch out for. But, I mean, two guys that really, I think, have been quiet most recently that I think could really step up for the Wranglers are Connor McNaughton and also number 89, Roman Zapp. Zapp is also having a really good start to the season. I mean, a goal, 7 assists. He's got 8 points. Leads the team in plus-minus. He's a +5. But recently, he just hasn't been able to get on the score sheet. He's been kind of quiet. I think it could be a game where maybe Roman Zapp or Connor McNaughton break the goose egg for the Wranglers in the third period and really get things rolling. And it seems like one of those games where once the Wranglers get that first goal out of the way, they might be able to just hammer a few home and tie this game up very quickly. But as of right now, the Brahmas have the momentum. Deves Rolovs is rolling, no pun intended, as he has been very good to start this game. So the Wranglers are going to have to find a way to solve him, but they've got a lot of playmakers throughout the course of the lineup. We'll see who's able to get it done in the third period for Amarillo. So speaking of which, Wranglers are still yet to score a goal in this game, so if you're listening on our YouTube channel, we encourage you to head over to the live chat and make your pick as to who will score the Wranglers' first goal of the game and get Amarillo on the board here in the third period as they look to get the 1-1 split here in Lone Star and avoid going back home with a record of 4-4. When we come back on the second intermission report, we'll look at some scores from around the league, talk a little bit about the South Division, and we'll look forward to the third period here, a little bit more in tonight's game as the Wranglers look to come away with the win. We'll see you in just a few minutes on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the second intermission report, where the Brahmas have a 2-0 lead over the Wranglers after 40 minutes of play. As the second intermission report rolls on, we'll look at some scores from around the league. Interesting night here in the South Division. We'll get to those matchups first, as the Jackalopes and Rhinos are going head-to-head tonight. Scoreless game midway through the second period in El Paso. That's one to watch out for, as the Rhinos seem to be off to a hot start to the year. They could be a team that Wranglers are battling with for a playoff position late in the year if things hold up. And the Odessa Jackalopes will come to town next weekend, as they'll be at the Budweiser bullpen. New Mexico is up against Shreveport, and the Mudbugs have a 4-1 lead over the Ice Wolves at about the midway point of the third period. And over at American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, the Oklahoma Warriors have a 3-2 lead over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays after 40 minutes of play. So, busy night in the South Division. Tough division to win. I mean, you got the defending champs in Oklahoma there, and you got a team on the rise in Corpus Christi. You've got the Brahmas, who seem to be good every single year. New Mexico and Shreveport look really good to start the year. El Paso seems to be on a tear to start the season. And who knows, maybe Odessa will turn things around after their slow start to the year. It's really anybody's division at this point. So there's a lot up for grabs. And how could I forget about the Colorado Grit? They've got the weekend off, but they seem to be having a pretty decent start to the year. So a lot of teams in the mix this season in the South Division. It's probably going to be the toughest division to win. A lot of really good teams there, and we'll see really who breaks away. But for now, the Wranglers have to take care of business here tonight against the Brahmas, who, as I mentioned before, seem to be in good shape. Currently, they are sitting at the top of the South Division with 13 points, although it's a bit misleading because, one, they're in the first place tie with New Mexico, and two, the Brahmas have played the most games out of anybody in the division now, as they're now tied with 11 for Colorado, but at the conclusion of this game, they'll have played 12. Their points percentage is .545, which is actually less than what the Wranglers have. The Wranglers are .571. This is the Wranglers' 8th game, so Brahmas have 4 games ahead, or 4 games, or yeah, make that, no, 4 games ahead of the Wranglers. I was trying to take some other teams into account, but I mean, the Brahmas have more games in hand than others over the Wranglers do, but New Mexico Ice Wolves only have 2. But the Wranglers have a lot of games in hand on teams in the division early on because they didn't play before the showcase, and they didn't play the weekend after the showcase as well. But here's the thing. You talk about games in hand, and you're like, oh, well, you know, we got games in hand, so it's okay. But you got to remember, you got to win those games in hand. And for the Wranglers, they seem to be on a just night-to-night basis where they don't look ahead to their next opponent. They just keep things in front of them, and that's what they've done here today. Although the Brahmas are a very difficult team to crack, very solid defensively. And the Brahmas are a team where you really want to get the first goal against them because it's very difficult to come back against them. And for the Wranglers, not an ideal start, going down 2-0 in the first period. Have not yet gotten on the scoreboard, but they made a lot of progress in the second period when they came out and had a power play to start the opening moments of the second period. Generated some good chances, weren't able to score on it, but there was something to build upon there, and the Wranglers took that momentum and were able to generate some scoring chances, but ultimately they were unable to put one home. But I think if they come out in the third period the way that they started the second period, they'll be in good shape, as the Wranglers were really playing with a lot of swagger, a lot of speed, and we'll see what happens. But Wranglers looking to try and find a way to tie this game up. As Jacob Miller's back in the game, he earlier on fought Bryce Ingles of Lone Star in the first period. He served his 10-minute misconduct and his 5 minutes for fighting, and he has since returned to the game. That's another guy that the Wranglers can get him going. It'd be great because they need a little bit of juice offensively here. We'll see who steps up in the third period for the Wranglers. Should be an exciting one in store, but I think the Wranglers are going to have to find a way to score pretty early on in the third period, because as time goes on, the more it benefits the Brahmas, number one. And number two, Lone Star's a team that, as time goes on, they're going to clamp down more and more on the Wranglers. And you're going to start seeing less open ice, and Wranglers are going to have trouble entering the offensive zone. The Brahmas are going to make it very difficult on them. So the quicker they get that first goal off and running, the better shape the Wranglers will be, because it's all about time now, as the Wranglers will have 20 minutes to find a way to put 2 in the back of the net and tie this game up. And hopefully for the Wranglers, come back and win it. Good crowd here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Coaches are back on the bench for both sides. Ryan Anderson and his assistant Connor Yanni looking on as the officials have taken the ice and are rained down with some boo birds by the Brahma crowd. Dan Wildfong, the head coach of the Lone Star Brahmas, on the bench for the home squad, as both teams should take the ice any second now. Second or third period puck drop is just moments away here at NYTEX Sports Centre. We'll give Brahmas fans credit. They are very vocal, and they make this place a very tough building to come and play in for the opposition. It's a hostile environment. The Wranglers understand that. As they look to tie this game up in the second, Ryan Anderson has a few words for the head official and the linesman as we get ready for third period action here from NYTEX Sports Centre in North Richland Hills, Texas. These two teams will not meet again for about another month in Amarillo. They'll meet again on November 17th and November 18th at the Budweiser Bullpen. You can get your tickets as we speak. You can go to panhandletickets.com, or you can go to AmarilloWranglers.com to get your tickets for those matchups. But speaking of matchups that are up on the docket, let's talk a little bit about next weekend against Odessa. Some very fun things happening over at the Budweiser Bullpen. If you're in the Amarillo area, I strongly recommend that you get your tickets, because on Friday the 13th is Pink in the Rink night, where the Wranglers will be wearing pink specialty jerseys to show awareness for cancer and support for finding a cure, as there's Divine Apollon, who played last night. Getting some rest here today, but always good to see Devo in the building. Fun character to talk to. And the next night, Saturday night, will be Barbie night, where the Wranglers will wear their Barbie-themed specialty jerseys against the Jackalopes, and those jerseys will be up for auction following the conclusion of that game. And I'll tell you what, I mean, you're really going to want to go down and see those. I mean, they're one of a kind. That's really one way to describe it. I know there is like a Barbie logo on the jersey. It's a white jersey with pink trim. I've seen brief glimpses of it, and I gotta say, it's pretty cool. So if you're a fan of Barbie, if you saw the movie, you're gonna want to check that out, as it will be Barbie night. Lindsay Lane will be performing on the concourse. A lot of fun stuff going on. We've got a Barbie-themed photo booth. So if you're a big Barbie fan, that's the night for you. Come down to the Budweiser Bullpen on October 14th for Barbie night, when the Wranglers take on the Jackalopes. McDonald been escorted to the penalty box. So here's what happened at the end of the second period. We got some pushing and shoving, offsetting penalties. We'll still play 5-on-5. Doherty and McDonald picked up 2 minutes each for roughing, and Keskintepe and Krevelik also 2 minutes for roughing. But we start out the third period 5-on-5 as we are underway for third period action here at NYTEX Sports Center. Ben Ivey from his own zone, works up along the right side, finds Jack Ivey in the neutral zone. I'm able to corral it. Miller out there on that line with those two as Jack McDonald serves his sentence. Jack Ivey over the blue line takes a shot, and it's quickly snared by Deves Rolovs. 28 seconds into the third period. Wranglers get a shot on the board.
Twin Peaks. Yes, sir, it's official. Twin Peaks are the best. With over a dozen different flavor combinations, you can have the bonus or OG with your own right in there. Looking for a flavor suggestion? Well, how about bourbon teriyaki? Twin Peaks.
It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Corsa McGuire will take it. Out there with him is Papaspropoulos and Pukinen. Puck comes to the near wall. Brahmas move back into the neutral zone. Right side, Tess banks it off the boards, looks to get it back to himself, although Lucas Jeffries is able to cut off that play. Brahmas holding it at the line. Shot by Skurvek is paddled away by McDonough. Puck rolls to the near corner. Wranglers come away with it. Papaspropoulos will move it right side for McGuire out of his own zone. Brahmas hack at it, get it back to McRoberts. Wranglers have to reset on the attack. They'll throw it up ahead, dump it into the offensive zone. They'll get a fresh change out. As DeMarco has it in his own zone, throws it to Ritchie, D to D. Left side, Chunchikov taps it into the offensive zone. Out to play it is Rolovs. Left wing now, Capello all alone, sends it across for Kerr, who enters the offensive zone. Cutting that play off is TJ Ritchie. Good defensive play by the big man as he will clear it back down to Brahma territory. Colin Doherty meets it at the center red line. Brahmas will poke it back down to McDonough, who's out to play it. They'll send along the left side wall, held in by Kerr. Tries to sachet by Chunchikov. Puck is pinned up against the end wall. Centering attempt is jammed away by the Wranglers. Comes to the far wall. Picked up by Zadrunuk. Sends it to Kerr, whose shot goes off the end wall. Bounces to McDonough, and he'll quickly cover. So just a minute 57 into the second period. We've seen good chances for both teams offensively, but still a 2-0 game here at NYTEX.
Barbershop can do everything from a simple trim to an entirely new style, or maybe even an old school shave from a straight razor. If you're tired of looking like a Sasquatch, head on over to Aaron's on Center.
Draw will be to the right of McDonough. Ben Ivey out there with his brother, Jack, and Jacob Miller. Wranglers win the draw, move it right side. Jack Ivey looks find Miller up ahead. Pass was just too far away for him to reach it, so the Brahmas will take it and send it back down to the Wranglers zone. Zadrunuk in the far corner. Centering pass is broken up by Jack Ivey, and he quickly takes it and moves up ahead. He'll dump it into the offensive zone, finds Miller at the far corner. He'll hack it towards Ivey, who works along the left side wall. He'll backhand it deeper for Miller below the goal line. Centering attempt comes to Ivey, shoots off the end wall. Jack Ivey gets it to Miller. Ivey out in front. Oh, and he just couldn't get it on goal. Ben Ivey with an excellent chance between the circles. Eisenberg comes away with the puck. He'll dump it in. DeMarco rushing after it. Spins away from pressure of Masick. And he'll move it into the neutral zone where the Brahmas will corral it. Quickly work up a left side attack. Brock James gets it by DeMarco as he tried to enter the zone. We'll have to go across for Gunnar Williams as the Brahmas look to add to their 2-goal lead. Puck pinned up against the near half wall of the Wranglers zone. Eventually squeaks up to the blue line, held in by Test. They'll send it diagonally to the far corner. McRoberts meets the puck. James putting some pressure on him. Below the goal line. Players battle for it. Coming away with it is Skurvik. He'll move to the half wall, up to the point now. Williams shoots. Blocker saved by McDonough, directed to the near side wall. Jack Ivey tries to get it out. Contesting that is Emmons. He'll hold it at the line. Turning shot. Paddled away by McDonough. McRoberts will lift the puck out of play from his own zone, and we'll see if it hit the glass. Clock stops with 16:08 to go in the third.
Zach Hennessy and his team will be right over to take care of whatever you need. Hennessy Electrical, thanks for your support of Brahmas Hockey.
Looks like we're still going to go 5-on-5 here. Justin Kerr will lean in to take the draw against Roman Zapp. Kerr sends it to the wall. Now back up to the point. Shot by Sabriniuk goes off the inboards. Make that Gunnar Williams. As the Wranglers poke the puck to the far wall. McRoberts gets checked by Kerr. Puck squirts over to DeMarco. He'll bank it off the wall and send it back down to Rolovs. He'll play it, keep the play moving. Capello, forechecked by Zapp. Zapp was almost able to pick the pocket of the Brahma. But here come the Brahmas on a chance. Save made by McDonough. Rebound is loose, and they score. Anthony Capello makes it a 3-0 game on the rebound. Shots on goal are now 20-13 in favor of the Brahmas. And the Wranglers' comeback gets a little bit tougher. As Brahma fans are having fun, their team now has a 3-goal lead. Still some time for the Wranglers to catch back up, though. 15:32 to go in the third period. And so we'll see what the response from the Wranglers is here. Certainly not the night that they would have hoped for so far. There's always time to turn things around. Wranglers have a little over 15 minutes to figure it out.
Brahmas goal, scored by number 89, Anthony Capello.
So the goal does belong to Anthony Capello.
Assisted by number 16, Justin Kerr.
Justin Kerr picks up the assist. He's the one who took the initial shot. And Owen Kerr picks up the secondary assist. So, like Papaspropoulos is down at the Wranglers' blue line. This play is stopped with 15:11 to go in the third. Alex now on one knee. Avon Pyle will go to the penalty box for the Brahmas. It what appears to be a high sticking call. We'll get 2 minutes. So the Wranglers, after surrendering the most recent goal to Anthony Capello to make it a 3-0 game, they'll have a chance to get that one back on the power play. So, Wranglers going to the power play here. They send out Ben Ivey, Jack Ivey. And Jack McDonald.
2 minutes checking from behind. 4:49 in the third. Again, Brahmas penalty on 24.
And Nolan Gagnon is out there as well. So basically that top line with Pukkanen and Gagnon. Off the draw, Wranglers unable to hold the puck in. Brahmas work it back out to center ice. Losing his stick is Masick. Wranglers reloading here on the man advantage. Right side, Jack Ivey goes below the circle, centering attempt. Pukkanen couldn't get the shot away. Comes back to Jack Ivey on the far wall. Moves it to the line for Gagnon. Across for Ben Ivey, near point. They'll play catch. Gagnon to Ben Ivey. Across for Jack Ivey at the circle. Takes a shot. Blocked Second attempt comes to Ghanaian at the top of the circle, takes a shot, and it goes wide off the end boards. Pick it back up, get him to the near point. He'll move to his left, find Jack Ivey across, looking for Ben. Gets it to him. Ghanaian, one-timer from the line. Stop made by Roloffs. Wranglers below the goal line. Cycle it to Ben Ivey on the near wall. Ben will get it to the line for Ghanaian. He'll send it across for Jack Ivey. Back to Ghanaian between the circles at the line. He'll survey the scene. Find Jack Ivey across for Ben, the one-timer. Just couldn't pull the trigger. Ben Ivey picks the puck back up. Gets it to near point for Ghanaian. Across for Jack Ivey. Back to Nolan. And he'll tip it to Ben Ivey. Cycles down low for Puukkonen. Drop pass from McDonald. Sends it to Jack Ivey, far point. Back to McDonald. Moves in. Takes a shot. Goes off the end wall. Picked up by Puukkonen. On his backhand. Twist to his forehand below the goal line. Finds Ben Ivey near circle. To the line for Ghanaian. Blast. Just misses the net. Got to tip it out in front. Puukkonen wraparound attempt. Shut down by Roloffs. 24 seconds to go on the power play. And the Brahmas clear. McDonough finds McNaughton. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Maybe one last chance here for Amarillo to score on the man advantage. Play up ahead for Morris. Flips off his stick, comes to McNaughton. Jeffries takes a shot. He scores! Lucas Jeffries, his first goal in the North American Hockey League. And the Wranglers are on the board. And to the displeasure of Brahmas fans, the Wranglers have finally cracked Deeves Roloffs. And just in the nick of time. They've got 13 minutes and 8 seconds to go in regulation. They play some sad jazz here in NYTEX. One of the things that the Wranglers have struggled with offensively is getting goals from their defense. And they get one there from Lucas Jeffries to make it a 2-goal game. Off the ensuing draw, Nolan Ghanaian will send it around. Meeting at the far wall is Puukkonen. He'll tap it below the goal line. He was looking for Corson McGuire, but Justin Kerr will take the puck away, and the Broncos move in offensively. Here's Kerr, centering pass, and they score. Justin Kerr from Owen Kerr, and the Brahmas get that one back. So, just 17 seconds after the Wranglers scored, the Brahmas are able to get a goal from Justin Kerr, from Owen Kerr, no relation, to make it a 3-goal game once again. Tough break for the Wranglers there, as it now is once again a 3-goal hole. Brahmas' third line strikes once again. What do the Wranglers have in store?
Number 16, Justin Kerr.
McRoberts drops it back for Jeffries, who has the lone Amarillo goal.
And number 89, Anthony Capello.
Anthony Capello picks up the secondary assist on the Brahmas' most recent goal. Big hit in front of the Wranglers bench. Tess was the recipient of that as the Wranglers move in offensively. Jack McDonald, knee-to-knee hit, and McDonald looks like he's going to be okay for the moment. He's still down, and the Brahmas are going to get a penalty for that. McDonald was trying to move by a defender at the blue line. Ended up colliding with what appeared to be a knee-on-knee hit. As McDonald's getting up to his feet. 12:19 to go in the third period. We'll see what happens here. But at the moment, Keskentepe's in the box for Lone Star. See if anybody else is added. Jack McDonald's up on his feet. Looks like he's going to be okay, but that was a tough hit to take there. As I said before, it looked like he was just trying to deke around the defender, and then they just got caught knee to knee.
2 minutes for knee and 7:11 of the third. Again,
It'll be 2 minutes to Keskentepe for kneeing.
2 minutes knee to call and 7:11 period number 3.
So the Wranglers will get another chance on the power play here to make it a 2-goal game again. Wranglers 0 for 2 on the power play so far in tonight's contest.
Fans, if you got a bunch of junk just laying around your home or office, you got to contact your friends at the Junk King of Fort Worth. The Junk King will send his trash nights out to remove all of that junk and haul it away. All hail.
Looks like the draw will be to the right of Rolovs. Wranglers will roll out that top power play unit of the Ivey brothers, Jack McDonald, Topi Buchanan, and Nolan Gagnon. You got to think at this juncture in the game, the Wranglers almost have to score on this power play. Ben Ivey will take the draw against Zavranyuk. Jack Ivey at the far point, sends it to McDonald. Shot by Ben from the circle. It's a pad save made by Rolovs, and the Brahmas sweep back down to McDonough. Wranglers quickly regroup, understanding that time is not on their side, as Ben Ivey will dump it in to the near corner. Jack McDonald racing after it, but Ray Murakami wins that race, and he'll send it back down to McDonough to kill more time off the power play. Turnover in the defensive zone. Brahmas forechecking. McDonald gets the puck back. He'll move over the blue line. McDonald across. Jack Ivey skates in. Centering pass just in front of Buchanan, and he just couldn't rip a shot away. Brahmas take it, and will send it once again back to McDonough. James on the forecheck gets in the way of Connors. He was trying to play the puck up ahead. Pesky forecheck here from the Brahmas. They're going to get called for offside as they send the puck back and forth. So this isn't quite the way that the Wranglers had planned out this power play. Brahmas aggressively forechecking shorthanded. 1 minute and 2 seconds to go on the penalty to Keskentepe. 11:21 to go in the third period. Shot count is 23-17 in favor of the Brahmas. Off the draw. Bonnies get tied up. DeMarco comes in, takes the puck, and will send it down. Out to play it is Rolovs, and he will just pick the puck up and send it all the way down to the Wranglers zone. 45 seconds to go on the power play. Wranglers trying to make something of it here. DeMarco, right side, finds Papaspropoulos. Moves it up ahead for Roman Zapp. On his forehand, will twist it back up to the half wall for Papaspropoulos. Goes across, far point, finds Doherty. D to D, DeMarco, back to the near side for Papaspropoulos. Back up to Doherty, far point. He'll shoot, deflection out in front, save made. Wranglers pick up the loose puck. Luke Morris backhands it to DeMarco near point. He'll go across for Doherty. Back to DeMarco. Finds Morris, far circle, and his shot just whistles wide of Rolovs. Puck up for grabs on the near sideboards, picked up by Papaspropoulos. He'll move in, down low. Zapp just couldn't get a shot away. Good poke check there from Rolovs. And that'll do it for the man advantage. McDonough quickly plays the puck up ahead, looking for Papaspropoulos. In the help out is Zapp. He'll play it back to his defenseman, Jeffries. Brahmas forechecking here. Capello comes away with the puck. Wranglers are able to get it back out to the neutral zone. Exactly 10 minutes to go in the third period. Justin Kerr will push it below the Wranglers' goal line. Anthony Capello picks it up, trades places with Kerr, finds Keskentepe. He'll take a shot off the stick of McRoberts. Picked up by Kerr. Out in front, McRoberts swoops it away, but not out. Shot from the line is blocked. That came from Gunnar Williams. Keskintepe picks up the puck, sends it back to Ingles. Ingles will roll around the boards. Kerr picks it up at the half wall. Morris takes it away from him, and as both players were chopping at the puck, goes up and out of play with 9:31 to go in the third period. It's a 3-goal game, but the Wranglers are trying to battle back. We'll see what happens here in the final stages of the third period on NHL TV and our YouTube audio stream.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre, where the Brahmas have a 3-goal lead over the Wranglers with a score of 4-1. As the Wranglers looking to battle back in this game. Draw will be at the center ice logo as the puck went out of play from the neutral zone. McNaughton in there for Amarillo and Brock James for the Brahmas. McNaughton wins the draw, gets it to Doherty. They'll move left side, dump it in, goes out to Rolovs, who comes out of his crease to play it. They'll send it to the right side, but not out. Wranglers forechecking here. James gets it to Williams, who works it up ahead. Wranglers once again stuff him at the line, keep it in the offensive zone. Centering pass, McNaughton shoots, save made by Rolovs, rebound attempt, and the Latvian netminder is able to smother that up as well. Good chance for the Wranglers, but they were just unable to score on that second attempt. Good look for Connor McNaughton, but Rolovs was ready. 9:04 to go in the third period. Brahmas have a 3-goal lead, and they lead in the shot department as well, 23-18. Draw will be to the right of Rolovs. Puck comes to Ingles. He will bank it off the far wall, held in by Jack Ivey. Feeling some pressure, throws it right side for Gagnol. He'll send it towards the net, and catching that is Rolovs, and he'll hold with 8:53 to go in regulation. Draw will be in the near circle. Ben Ivey will take it for Amarillo. Ivan Zadverdyuk, his opponent at the face-off dot. Puck is directed to the corner. McDonald tries to chip it out in front for Jack Ivey, but it's picked off by Zadverdyuk. Tries to get it out, intercepted by Gagnol. Moves in, takes a shot, and just misses the net. Goes off the inboards and rolls all the way back out to the Wranglers zone. Colin Doherty will rush to pick up that puck as he's being forechecked by Bergeron. Left side, Doherty goes down. Brahmas applying pressure here. Gagnol picks up the puck from his own zone, moves it to the right side for McDonald to bank it off the wall. Looking for Jack Ivey moving up ahead. Brahmas are able to come away with the puck. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Right side, looking for Justin Kerr as the puck roll off his stick. And after the play, Kerr went tumbling into the end boards. Whistle is blown, 7:55 to go in the third period. Wranglers looking to avoid going to 4-4 on the season. It looks like there's going to be some debate from Brahmas fans as to what's going on. Kyle DeMarco will represent the Wranglers. Ray Murakami for the Brahmas as they look to sort things out after that last play. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty on the Wranglers. Door to the box is open. 2 minutes. And in goes TJ Ritchie. So not what the Wranglers wanted at this point in the game. Brahmas are headed to their first power play of the evening. Kyle DeMarco trying to argue his teammate's case, but the official's not going to have any of it. And the comeback looks to be a bit of a taller task than the Wranglers initially thought.
Everybody's leaving with free mozzarella cheese bites, compliments of Twin Peaks.
Ryan Anderson getting a official explanation from the head official as to what happened on that most recent play that saw Wranglers thought that they were trying to beat out what looked like might have been an icing call. Kerr went tumbling into the boards after the whistle had blown. Wranglers find themselves on the penalty kill in the late stages of the game. Interestingly enough, it's going to be a neutral zone draw in front of the Brahmas bench.
Come on, Brahmaland, make some noise, let's go!
As they get loud in Brahmaland. Tough environment for the Wranglers to play in here, as the Ivey brothers are out there on the penalty kill with Henry McRoberts and Kyle DeMarco. Brock James swings out from behind his zone net, moves left side, finds Bergeron. He'll drop it off for Emmons, back to Bergeron. He'll dump it over the line. Kerr chasing after it. Stolen away by Jack Ivey. He'll twist and send it to the point. Emmons can't hold it in. Wranglers get the clear. 30 seconds gone off the penalty to TJ Ritchie. Brahmas move it left side in the neutral zone. Drop it back off for Borak, who moves towards his right. Gains the red line, or the blue line. Back up to James, far point. He'll center it one out in front. Goes off the post, and the Wranglers are able to clear it back out towards Rolovs. Emmons will move out of his own zone towards his right. Gains Wranglers blue, tries to chip it to himself, but he gets stood up by Tommy Chunchikov. Wranglers try and fire it out, held in by Lone Star. Now at the near point, it's Borak. Drifts towards the half wall, now below the circle. Borak will send it around to the far corner for Zadranyuk. Defending him is McNaughton. Skurvik, far corner, keeps his head up, centering attempt. Save made by McDonough on the attempt from Matthias Borak. And immediately the Wranglers swing the puck out of play, hits the glass, goes up into the rafters, clanks just a few feet above my head, and comes crashing down. Oh, thankfully nobody was hurt, and somebody's gonna come away with a souvenir. But what an unbelievable save by Connor McDonough, where makes the initial save, puck squeaks out, and somehow gets away to stone Matthias Borak. Neutral zone draw, won by Lone Star. Zadranyuk moves in, takes a shot, goes up the stick of DeMarco, and into the netting with 6:15 to go in the third period. Draw will be at the near circle of the Wranglers zone. 21 seconds to go on the penalty to TJ Ritchie. As the Wranglers get it off the draw, Doherty from behind his own net will pin it up against the boards. Time dripping off the clock here on the penalty to Ritchie and the game clock. Pukkanen takes the puck and will send it back down to Rolovs, and that'll pretty much do it to the penalty for Ritchie. So Wranglers escape the penalty. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Still a 3-goal lead for the Brahmas. Masick, left side, finds Murakami over the blue line. Gets back to Masick. He'll curl, send it to the line. Moving in, shot from Kerr, save made by McDonough. Puck is loose. Wranglers scoop it up. Papaspropoulos there to help out. He'll send it back below the goal as the Wranglers fumble around with the puck a bit, and the net comes off its pegs. And we get a stoppage with 5:27 to go in the third. So, McDonough over there to help to put the net back on as the Wranglers will have another defensive zone draw here. It'll be interesting to see if Ryan Anderson will choose to pull Connor McDonough and get the extra skater out there down by 3, or if they might just leave it be as time goes on. Off the draw, McRoberts loses his stick, and he's headed to the bench. Nolan Gagnon moves it over the red line. Brahmas take the puck away. Right side, Justin Kerr. McDonough will send it to the far wall. Brahmas pressuring here. 5 minutes to go in the game. Shot, save made by McDonough. Wraparound attempt. Defended well by Jeffries, and the arm is raised. Maybe he defended it a little too well. Lucas Jeffries will find his way to the penalty box. So with 4:54 to go in the third, Wranglers are headed back to the penalty kill. Tough break for the Wranglers here. Another penalty at a critical moment in the game. Late in the third, they're gonna have to come out and kill this one. See how aggressive the Wranglers play here, see if they can get a shorthanded goal. As off the draw, Ben Ivey wins it. Doherty moves from behind his own net and will swing it back out to the neutral zone where it's met by Ray Murakami. Zavranyuk moves over the center ice logos, met by a few Wranglers, gets the puck back to his left, dishes it off for Masick. Goes across, looking for Skurovic. He'll tap it to the far corner. Puck is picked up by DeMarco. Gets some help from Ben Ivey. Wranglers look to move the puck up ahead, and they do. Rolovs will come out to play it. 30 seconds off the penalty so far. Brahmas from their own zone, just taking their time. I mean, they have a 3-goal lead. Have no real incentive to add to it here. They're perfectly content with just letting time roll off the clock. Murakami gains the red line, now Wranglers blue, drops it off for Skurovic, who'll send it around the boards. Met at the near half wall by Zavranyuk. He can't corral it, and McNaughton will send it back out to the neutral zone and then some. As we've just got 57 seconds to go on the penalty to the Wranglers. Brock James from his own zone will send it to the right side for Emmons. He'll dump and chase. Met by Gagnon. He'll slap it all the way out to the blue line. Goes past Borak. Chasing after it is Chunchikov. Rolovs comes out to play with it. He'll get it back up to Borak, who moves with speed left side. Puck squirts back out to the Wranglers bench. James will backtrack, send it to Emmons. 24 seconds to go on the Brahma power play. As puck below the goal line. Pinned up against the boards are a few Wranglers and Brahmas alike. Puck eventually comes to Roman Zapp, who will send it down the length of the ice. And will pretty much do it for the penalty to Jeffries. So he'll come out of the box with 2:53 to go in the third period.
Wranglers are back to full strength.
Back to 5-on-5 play here late in this contest. Brahmas lead 4-1. They patiently wait in their own zone. Emmons feels the force of the forecheck. Brahmas get things moving. They'll send it towards the right side. Ingles couldn't corral the puck. Big hit by Doherty on Kerr at the blue line. Oh, he just flattened him and turned it into roadkill. He'll gingerly move his way to the bench. Kerr with a shot. And it'll be stopped by McDonough. So the other Kerr took that most recent shot, but number 16 for Lone Star, Justin Kerr, he's going to be feeling that one tomorrow. Big open ice hit from Colin Doherty. The Wranglers may not come away with the win tonight, but that's a statement from the Wranglers defenseman. So the draw will be to the left of McDonough at the far circle in the Wranglers zone. Still 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third. Wranglers down by 3. They're going to need a couple quick goals if they're going to find a way to tie this thing up in the late stages of the game. Off the draw, Jeffries has it, banks it off the far wall, but not out. Held in by Ingles. Pyle all alone, moves between the circles, takes a shot, save made by McDonough, directed to the near side. Brahmas quick to jump on that loose puck. Centering attempt, save made by McDonough, as it was a sharp angle pass slash shot. He'll melt it down with 2:06 to go in the third. Frustrating night for the Wranglers. Their one goal coming from Lucas Jeffries in the third period, but this is a very tough defensive Brahmas team to crack. We've seen that over the last 2 games. These teams won't meet again until about mid-November, and those games will be at the Budweiser bullpen in Amarillo. Puck bounces around in the neutral zone. Under 2 minutes to go here at NYTEX. Puck up for grabs in the neutral zone. Squirts over to Doherty. He'll move it to his D partner Gagnon, and on the right side, he will just dump it in. Shot from Ben Ivey. Save made by Rolovs. Loose puck is picked up by the Brahmas. They'll send it into the Wranglers zone. Doherty loses the puck to Kravalek. Puck goes behind the goal. Kravalek jams it back behind the goal as the Wranglers were looking to work it out of their own zone. Ben Ivey at the far half wall picks up the puck, gets it to Nolan Gagnon, who will lift it up and out to center ice. Chasing after it is Jack McDonald. Loses the puck to Murakami. And we got 1 minute to go here in the third period. Even Pyle swings out from my own zone net, banks it off the end wall, looking for a trailer. Finds Murakami, sent around to the near side for Kerr. Wranglers take the puck away. Zach By tries to backhand a shot on goal, unable to do so. As Lone Star will dump it down the length of the ice for an icing with 32.5 seconds to go in the third period. Tough night for the Wranglers offensively. Brahmas got the first 2 goals of the game. And it's been really a tough night offensively for the Wranglers, although the one shining spot is that they were able to get a goal from a defenseman, something that hasn't happened very often for them this season. Off the draw, shot by Phillips is stopped by Rolovs. So we go back to talking about goals from a defenseman for the Wranglers. So far to this point in the season, through 8 games, they've only had 3, and one of those coming tonight, and 2 of which came from Nolan Gagnon. So I'm sure the Wranglers will appreciate the scoring help on the blue line, but it seems like for tonight, just didn't get enough scoring. Tough defensive unit here for the Brahmas. 20 seconds to go. Lone Star dumps it into the Amarillo zone. McRoberts pressured by Kravalik. Jeffries banks it off the wall and will send it out to the neutral zone. Both teams will trade possession. The Brahmas will send it back to Jeffries. Played up to McGuire, and that'll do it. Brahmas win by the final score of 4-1. And the Wranglers fall to 4-4 on the season. For the Brahmas, they will improve to 7-4-0-1. They'll have 15 points, and they'll remain among the division leaders on the young season. Wranglers fought hard, but just didn't get enough scoring against a very tough Brahmas team that does not allow a lot of goals. It's a good defensive team. Head coach Ryan Anderson knows that. And the Wranglers will now turn their sights to their next matchup against the Odessa Jackalopes next weekend at home in the Budweiser bullpen. Wranglers postgame show starts now. Wranglers fall by the final score of 4-1. Wranglers never had the lead in either game here in NYTEX between last night's contest and this night's contest. Let's recap the scoring here. As Lone Star opened the scoring with a goal from Owen Kerr. Just 5 minutes and 14 seconds into the game. And with 9:42 to go in the first, it was Saxton Tess making it a 2-0 game with the assists coming from David Skurvik and Brock James. No scoring in the second period. In the third period, the Brahmas added to their lead, made it a 3-0 game. Just 4 minutes and 28 seconds into the third, it was Anthony Capello getting the goal, with the assists coming from Justin Kerr and Owen Kerr. Wranglers were able to respond, though. With 13:08 to go in the game, Lucas Jeffries picked up his first goal of the season, his first goal in the North American Hockey League, to make it a 3-1 game, but the Brahmas would respond just 17 seconds later. Justin Kerr was able to find the back of the net, and the Brahmas would get assists from Owen Kerr and Anthony Capello, and that would be the end of the scoring for the game. Brahmas come away with the 4-1 win. The Brahmas get 2 goals from people named Kerr, although they're not related, and they're not the same guy. Justin Kerr and Owen Kerr getting goals for the Brahmas here this evening. Tough loss for the Wranglers, tough loss, especially when you consider how well the offense was playing against Corpus Christi. And you come into a game like this against the Brahmas, and really just a lot of soul searching here for the Wranglers, where you just got to try and find your identity. I think the Brahmas team came out, played well defensively. They knew that that was what was going to be on the menu from Lone Star. Very solid defensive team. Ryan Anderson knows that. He spent last few years behind the bench with Dan Wildfong as the associate head coach of the Lone Star Brahmas, and knows the system very well. Knew it was going to be a very tough task defensively, and that's exactly what the Brahmas threw at the Wranglers. So for a team that had so much scoring against the Ice Rays, it's just culture shock when they came in here to NYTEX and are only able to come away with 3 goals in 2 games against a solid Brahmas team that plays good defense. And make no mistake, this is a good team that the Brahmas have here. They're going to be among the mix for the 4 playoff spots in the South Division. They currently hold the top spot in the division as we enter the early stages of the season. For the Wranglers, though, the key is not to panic. There's still plenty of time left in the season. They've only played 8 games. That's the lowest amount out of anybody in the division. There's plenty of time, plenty of games to sort things out, and they'll have a perfect chance to do it against a struggling opponent in the Odessa Jackalopes, who will come to the Budweiser bullpen next weekend. And it'll be a fun matchup because there's a lot going on in the building. If you are in the Amarillo area, I advise you get your tickets because Friday night will be Pink in the Rink night, where the Wranglers support funding a cure for cancer and stand with all those who have been affected or are currently battling cancer. We encourage fans attending that game to wear pink in support. Wranglers will be wearing their pink jerseys that night, and they'll also be wearing them again the next night. And those pink jerseys are actually Barbie-themed specialty jerseys. So if you're a Barbie fan, come on down to the Budweiser bullpen and check those out. And they will be available for auction after the conclusion of Saturday's game on the 14th. So could be yours, and it's really a one-of-a-kind jersey. It's a white jersey. It's got the Barbie logo maybe right on the right near the shoulder where the captain's patch would be. Yeah, it's a white jersey with pink trim. It's one of a kind, really. I've seen glimpses of it. I haven't seen it in person, but you got to be there to check them out because they're going to be really cool. So if you're a big Barbie fan, seems right up your alley. I personally have not seen the movie, but I've heard people say good things about it. So, again, if you're a big Barbie fan, go check it out. Lindsay Lane will be performing live on the concourse for the pregame. We're also going to have a Barbie-themed photo booth. I have been able to see that, and that is cool. That's a really cool-looking thing. It's like a Barbie, like the packaging you would see for like a Barbie doll, and then whoever can climb inside like the box and you can take a picture with it. Really cool-looking thing. So that'll be all in store on next Saturday, so a week from now, when the Wranglers take on the Odessa Jackalopes. And speaking of the Jackalopes, let's check on them as we wrap up the pregame, or the postgame show. See, I've got my wires crossed. It's time to go home, and it's time to take a nap. It's time to go to bed, guy. It's been a long game, long week. So let's check in on the South Division before we head out. So, late stages of the third period, a little over 6 minutes to go in the third. The El Paso Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Odessa Jackalopes. Jacks are in danger of falling to 3-6-0-1 on the season. Rhinos looking to improve to 7-3. Final from Shreveport. The Mudbugs take care of business against the Ice Wolves. They get the 5-2 win over New Mexico. And from American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, the defending champion Oklahoma Warriors got a 6-2 win over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. And, of course, from here, the Lone Star Brahmas come away with a 4-1 win over the Amarillo Wranglers. Wranglers fall to 4-4. They'll look to get back in the winning column against the Jackalopes next weekend at home. And they say there's no place like home, so no better place to get back to their winning ways than in front of their home fans. Hope to see you there for that game. If not, tune into our NAHL TV broadcast where you can watch the game live. And if you can't watch it on there, then head over to our YouTube audio stream. We'll have that going for you over there. Well, final score, Brahmas 4, Wranglers 1. Amarillo's lone goal coming from Lucas Jeffries, as the Wranglers look to head back home, get some rest, and then take on the Jacks. Thank you, everybody who tuned. Thank you to everybody who tuned into tonight's game. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you again next weekend. I'm Chiarenza saying good night and so long from NYTEX Sports Centre.